You're listening to M.T.V.B podcast. Movies, TV, video and board games. This show may contain swearing.
Welcome to a brand new episode of the M.T.V.B podcast, the podcast that talks about my four favorite subjects, and that's movies, TV shows, video games, and board games. I'm your host, Anthony, as well as most people know me as the Ant-Man, and welcome. This episode is going to be about our top 5 video game consoles of all times. I'm joined by a bunch of guys that love to talk about video games. Guys, introduce yourselves around the table, please.
Hey guys, it's Kurj, aka Brown Fuzzle.
It's Little Gal back in the house.
Hey guys, it's Grey Fox, aka Gal.
Hey, welcome back, guys. Little G, good to see you, my man.
It's been a while, but yeah,
It's been a while, but he's here. He hasn't given up on the M.T.V.B. You're still under contract. How are we, guys? We all good?
All good, man.
I didn't know we're under contract.
We all under contract.
There's my payment.
Been a small
And that's
print.
why Gokul is not leaving just yet, Handsome Raz.
Yeah, we're all good. Can't wait for this episode.
Yeah, we got a top 5s. We've got a list ready.
Yeah.
I'm feeling we're going to get clashed quite a bit, but
Yeah,
it'll be interesting.
We're all in the same era where we grew up from, so
Yeah, it's not gonna.
I know what's up there. I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 of them are in the same.
Yeah,
We're gonna clash.
it's going to be good. It's
Totally.
gonna be
But regardless, it'll be still a good episode, I reckon.
good. I've been dying to do this episode for ages.
Ages.
Season 3.
You're rubbing it in Gokul's face now, aren't you?
He's missing out so bad.
What a loser.
Oh, it's my day off. You know?
I'd rather go to have a barbecue with people and not record an episode. So let's get into the questions as we normally do, guys. So when you was playing consoles at a young age, did you ever think to yourself that, you know, you'd still be playing consoles today? Did you ever think you'd be like your parents and just grow out of it?
I always thought, when you're a kid, you're like, I'm going to be playing games for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
But as you go older, you feel like that's going to die out. But no, I still love it. Obviously we're working. Everyone's working like full-time jobs, but I still do.
You got your own money.
Yeah. I can pay for it myself.
You can pay
now.
for it yourself, not rely on your parents.
Yeah, but it's just, there's so much games to play nowadays. I mean, it's just, if anything, you're a bit weird if you don't play games, because gaming's everywhere.
Gaming is life.
Yeah. You're weird for not playing games.
That's the way we live, man. Everyone's playing games everywhere. Mobile gaming, they've got
Sure.
gaming everywhere you go. So it's like
There's a lot more people playing
games
console
than there is
gaming than
now.
there was before.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, you're a bit of a. Your class as a nerd if you played games back when we were playing it.
Exactly.
Now
it's
Nerd!
Yeah.
Like now it's like you don't play that
Yeah,
game? Or
well, you get paid to play it now.
Yeah, well, that as well.
This is true.
Yeah.
So what about you two? Did you feel like you were going to be gamers at a young age?
Honestly, I don't think that far through. I was just living in
Too
the
busy
moment.
playing the game.
Too busy playing, yeah. I was living in the moment.
That's it.
Yeah.
But you, Big G?
Me, I thought it was gonna maybe at one but a certain time in my life I thought it was gonna stop. Here I am, still playing and talking about video games,
Nice.
and I love it.
It kept on growing. I think every year we got older, it just got better and better. Like all these new
Better
consoles.
games, better consoles.
Yeah, so how are you going to give up on it? Like, so I didn't expect. I thought there was going to be a time where I don't have time to play, but no, I still have time. Like all these portable, you got time. You can make time. You can play it. Yeah.
I think I don't know about most other people. But I am heavily invested in video games. Like all my social accounts is all like I follow or IGN and all the places, and I think I'm constantly, with the information of what's going on with the gaming world. So I feel like I'm part of it. I don't know how other people feel like.
Weird what you'd be like without video games, eh?
It'll suck.
You put a lot of time towards games, and
Yeah,
I can't. That's why like I like the options nowadays. You could pick like I used to play any game and every game as you used to know, but now I'm like, hold on, let me play a game where I've got time for in this amount of time. What can I play? So that other game, 12 minutes, it's a short game. It's pretty short, so
It's 12 minutes long. It's in the title.
Technically 12 minutes, but I like games like that. You got so much option, and you can pick the game that that fits whatever you're
it's
feeling.
true.
So.
Like I've told myself like I don't touch a specific genre now, which is absurd for me. Like I don't do
Souls, John.
No, I can do Souls. It's roguelike. I can't do them. I have like Goku let me Returnal. I know it's going off topic. I can't do the whole die and then you have to redo it. Everything I can't. So I've told myself that's it. No more roguelike games. No more. Like I can't do it. I ain't got the time or patience for it no more. But yeah, with regards to I still think even if I'm like John's age, I'll still be playing it. John should be an advocate for like old people for playing games.
So, do you want to hear something about John recently? We're going off topic now. So
come on.
He came around mine the other day to do some homework for the podcast.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about his Xbox Series X. How, ready for this? He's going to sell his controllers. And that includes the controller that came in the box.
No, why?
Because he wants to adapt a keyboard and mouse to it.
Why did he just stick to PC?
Exactly.
Why is he holding a Steam Deck as well then? Oh my god, this guy.
I'm going to buy that.
So he's going to wire up his Steam Deck when it comes out with a keyboard.
Probably, yeah.
What a cunt.
John, if you're listening, do not do that, please. It might be too late.
I'm going to buy his controller off him.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's only a normal controller. It's not
I'm not going to say because last time you were like, oh, you never gave me the money, you're going to have to put on eBay at the end. Oh, no.
But no, I think going back to my side of the question, I think when I was younger, I only got the consoles whether it was like a Christmas or a birthday thing, and I didn't think I would be able to like keep up with it when I got older. Whatnot, but like you said, you grow up, you get no job, and you got opportunity to your own money. You can do what you want with it.
More,
yeah, exactly. So,
I mean, like when we were playing it back in the days, like you would never think the graphics could get better than it was then. Wow. Like, but year on year, it just got better and better. It got more realer and realer. That's a real word.
It still does, doesn't it?
It's still like fascinating me. Like even now, like some of the games I've played now, it's like, oh my god, it's stunning. Like, and it's still like now I'm like, oh man, it's that's it. Like, I don't think they can do anything. And then the game comes, oh my god, mind blown. Like
it's weird. We talk about consoles. This is topic is consoles. Yeah.
Like, not console wars.
Consoles,
because that's a different episode.
Okay, because I feel like we're coming to a point where I think we all know that it's going to become a streaming app now. So
totally, yeah.
This is the end of an era.
So
that's why I'm like keeping every console. I don't sell my consoles now. We got all our we keep back to back. So I think they're going to have some sort of like. They're going to be quite rare in the future. So, everything's going to be a streaming app. And it makes sense as a business point of view to save money, right? Using an app to do it.
It's true. Yeah,
it's quite sad.
It's going back to the whole physical media, digital, which you prefer sort of thing now, isn't it?
Yeah. It's sad, but because I like to see the hard copy there. We're going to be in that old era now where the kids won't know that, the new generation. And we're going to be like, oh, you
back
guys
in my day,
just wait until the internet goes down and then everyone will be fucked. It's like, what's the point?
And we can just connect to our old consoles.
Exactly.
That is a good point.
But we're going to be that old era. We're going to be John in this.
Yeah, so hold on to your consoles if you're listening, guys, because they will be obsolete at one point.
Yeah, I can see that happening very soon. I reckon this last gen was I think is the last hardware.
I mean, they already started it with the digital only PlayStation and Xbox as well.
That shows it as it is.
Right, so let's move on with an interesting question. I think I know the answer to all of this, but we'll ask it anyway. So do you guys like it when they release a limited edition console? And do you guys ever, or do you still own any now?
Yes, and it's packed up unboxed. Sorry, I stole your question. Yeah, I have one. Yes. Limited edition. It's a Cyberpunk one.
Oh, you didn't sell it yet?
No. And we still got the PS4 Spider-Man edition as well.
Yeah. Nice.
I still have a copy. Well, I haven't opened it. I did open it for an unboxing for our video. The Nintendo Switch Red and Blue Super Mario.
Oh, the Mario one.
3D World one.
Nice.
Yeah, with the red faceplate.
It's the colours of Mario, isn't it?
Yeah,
onto the console. Yeah.
That's a good one. It comes with the thumb and analog thumbsticks as well.
The thing is, when we were like younger, I did stupid things. I did have the limited edition consoles, but you know, when you're young, you're strapped for cash, and it. So you know, I did end up selling.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat, mate.
Yeah.
Exact
But
same
now
boat.
I'm able to hold on to some of the stuff. So like LG said, the PS4 Spider-Man. I've got the recent Monster Hunter limited edition, which we did the unboxing.
You do, yeah.
I also got one more thing up. I believe it's a limited edition PS1. I think I can't remember.
PS1.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Limited edition
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, that's good.
Yeah,
Okay.
But go back to previous consoles. Are there any ones that you had then? I believe you had a Metal Gear PS3, PS4 at one point.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
sold that.
No, but it doesn't matter if you still got it or not.
Yeah,
What other ones did you
Thing is,
have?
I had the Metal Gear one.
Mm-hmm.
That was a really cool color. It's like
Yeah.
a red and like a bronzy sort of color.
And
It
it's
was
got
really
the arm, the picture
Yeah.
of the arm of Phantom Pain.
cool. That one, and I think I had. No, you had the Gears one. I remember.
I've had every Gears one. I've had 3 different Gears of War consoles.
I can't remember.
I don't think we never had a special.
I don't
edition.
think before that
Yeah.
point we never got. We just got
Yeah.
a stand.
We just went
standard
straight
one.
with the console. But
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was consoles where I got like the Pokemon edition, Game Boy Advances,
Yeah.
and then there was
I think we
another-
had the red.
yeah,
the,
DS as well. We had the limited
Yeah.
edition DS, and I sold that because that's cost a lot now. It's quite rare.
Ah,
X
damn
and
it.
Y, yeah, so they were good ones.
But yeah, like every time a new one comes out,
We sell it and get the new one.
It's
Like,
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they really came out until like PS3 360 era anyway.
It was that time. Yeah.
But yeah,
There were one thing like one of the like recently when they released one in our group chat, we'd be like, oh look, let's get this, and we all three get it straight away. It's like recently, whereas before we wouldn't probably afford it, but now we're like at a stage where we kind of like
Own one,
yeah.
really, isn't it? It's like the
But
Halo.
it is kind of like a waste of money, but at the end of the day, it's kind of like a little investment. So.
Yeah,
because it's in the console.
can.
Now. It's going to be obsolete, like you said. It's definitely going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of an investment in the future. If you want to sell it, but I don't think I will.
Yeah, that's the another thing. You buy it thinking you're gonna sell it, but you
really
get
want
attached to things, even things.
it's
that
the thing
you
because
don't-
I wish I hadn't sold mine. I'd like to have kept mine and just have it as a display or something.
Yeah,
That'd be
it's
really cool.
like-
Because there's one I really regret selling, which was the R2D2 Xbox 360.
I did the sound, as
And
well.
it was just an Xbox 360 Slim, but it was just the pattern was
Yeah.
of R2D2. But if you had a Kinect with it, that was not the Kinect. Sorry, I beg your pardon. The controller was designed for C3PO, so it was gold and it had the little wires underneath the thing, sort of thing. And yeah, like you said, when you turn it on, it does the that's one I
those
really
little-
regret
I love
selling.
those little
Little
things.
gimmicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just makes it nice.
But if I see one in CX, I might grab it just for display purposes.
Yeah.
But the PS3, not PS3, PS4 had shitloads.
Yeah.
Like some really good ones as well.
I think
Even the Monster Hunter one on that was badass.
Yeah, there were some. We missed out on. Like, I got into limited editions after I think once I saw your limited edition one. I was like, oh shit, man, that's what I only get limited edition like collectors.
Yeah.
only like
consoles.
certain.
Like
No,
the
my Switch, everything I get is like
Yeah.
apart from the Xbox Switch, I've got the Pokemon edition.
Like the
Yeah.
Cyberpunk one was done really well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Mm.
Even the
shame about
controller.
game.
Yeah.
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 There's the thing.
But no, it is the design at the time that went into
The design
was
for it's
amazing.
good though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
they even went
Badass.
to like coloured the wires. No one's ever done that for a limited edition. Like,
Yeah.
It's like a blue sort of colour to it.
Oh yeah, for the HDMI cable,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
And I think there's this one light that not the on-off button,
like a
there's
yellow.
another blue light that just comes on because I still use it. I think you haven't opened yours.
And I got
I've opened my one. I've been using it downstairs to be honest. But yeah, man, limited edition.
I'm just waiting for like a Legend of Zelda Switch OLED powered one.
Breath of the Wild 2, I'm guaranteed
Yeah.
there'll be one.
You reckon?
And Gears, when the new Gears 6 comes out, there'll be a Xbox
You know
Series
it.
X version
You
of that
called it
as
as well
well.
the Halo one.
I
so-
said it a year ago, didn't I, mate?
Now look, the Halo one. That's all.
Dude, no. Have you seen the Halo limited edition controller?
I had a chance. I had a chance to have that pre-ordered as well.
No way.
I had it right there, but it's
gone.
it's 30 quid from game. They announced they had stock, and you can go on it. There wasn't a queue system for it, and I was literally there. I could have pressed it, but it's like no point, man. It's 30 quid more than the original as well.
Do it,
Was
man.
the Elite controller?
The Elite controller is
Yeah.
expensive. It's £180.
I think that's all right. That's
No,
like
bro.
That's the 2.0, isn't it?
It's the same. I've already got the 2.0. It's just all in black. But to have it in green,
It's a
to
Halo.
have it,
It's
I know.
It's the color of the helmet.
£180. That's a lot for a controller. I can get a keyboard and mouse for that.
I had to change clock. Like
You hear that, Tron? So we'll move on. So when a new console comes out, do you guys ever have the attitude of saying, nah, no point, because in a year there'll be a slimmer version of that?
Can I go first? Yeah, I'm like that person. Yeah, give it a year, wait till the games come out, and what do?
Buy it.
You buy it.
You still buy it
Yeah,
regardless.
still buy it. And not just one of the gens, all the gens.
Yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
That's what you did with PS5.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I told all you guys,
Yeah,
like,
that's fine,
yeah, I'm not going to get it. I will give it a year, then I'm going to get it. And then what happens?
I got into a queue
Yeah.
for you. You're like, should I get it? You're like, yeah, go on, get it quick.
And I literally got the Xbox, the latest one, and the PS5. It's, I don't know why, and I think I need to disconnect from social media, like, because they put so much information. You're like, shit. Oh,
Stupid
man, that looks
Instagram.
sick. Yeah, like oh my god, I want to play this game. That looks sick. You know, like apart from I listen to M.T.V.B as well. I listen to others as well. And when they talk about it as well, you're like, oh my god, like I need to jump on this right now. I need to buy this to play this game right now.
But they
Can't help it, can you, really?
you can't.
But then again, you got to have the 4K TV to make it that much better, isn't
So,
it?
yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Full use of the whole console, the hardware.
So after saying to you guys, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it. So I kind of like put my plan in motion, like without you guys knowing. So I got a TV first, 4K TV. Then I was like, waited, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna get one.
Are you that guy where you're like, you say no to it, but then a mate of yours buys it, you're like, oh, I fucking want it as well now.
He did something so stupid. He was like, I bought my PS5, the latest Xbox, and he was like, oh, you selling your old one? I'm like, why do you want?
Yeah, I remember you telling me about this.
Like, why do you want? You've already got one. And he's like, yeah, I know, innit? But I just want. I was like, don't you want the latest one? Like, and he's like, yeah, innit? I was just like,
God,
I think I need to make a decision.
This guy, for fuck's sake.
Like when we were trying to get the one Xbox Cyberpunk one, I told him to get it because it's a good deal.
And he messaged me saying, should I get it?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
You can't make a decision. Like, so I know if I want something, even if it's a lot of money and I feel like something, no, if I want it and it looks nice, I'll pay the money for it. Like, that's the same with like the Switch. I saw the Pokemon edition. I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm getting that. I set my mind to it. I'm buying that. You ain't telling me otherwise.
But that's a Nintendo Switch Lite, isn't it?
Anything I think catches my eye. You know, like the Xbox when it came out, I was like, it was hard to get, but I hunted it down. We finally got one.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
totally.
To a point where all three of us got it.
I love that. I mean, lately I haven't been playing it a lot, but I will sit down because I got a nice small 4K TV to play it. So it plays it it plays it so smoothly, and I love it.
My plan's working the other way around. Big G got his TV first, and then the Xbox. And I got the Xbox, and now I'm going to get the TV.
As long as you get it, that's the main thing.
No, it looks nice on a 4K. It looks very smooth. I'm actually impressed.
Yeah, going back to your question, yeah, I if next year the next gens are coming out, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm getting it. In my head, I know I'll have it. Hands like, no questions asked.
I'm getting every single console until it becomes obsolete. That's what I'm telling you straight out now. I'm not lying. Until it becomes obsolete, I'm buying everything.
So you're going to go back and rebuy all the old consoles?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at DS as well. There's ones the one I sold, like some good designs. The ones I want to try get every one of them. I'm trying to become Nintendo stuff because I think Nintendo stuff tend to be a lot more rare. But also I have more of attachment to Nintendo. I spent more time playing Nintendo games than
Nintendo wank boy.
Yeah.
Nintendo guy in it.
I love my Nintendo.
What about you, Coach? Do you get yours straight away, or do you wait for the upgraded or slimmer versions?
I feel like the upgrade is not much of a difference. I mean, they released a new gen console, which should be all in the first one. If it releases a couple years later, that might be a different case.
Yeah,
obviously, it might be outdated. All the newer games would have better hardware or better, graphics for the console. That's why I'll probably wait a couple of years. But if it comes out straight away, then yeah, I'll probably buy it straight up.
Nice.
If I got the money, yeah, which I do.
Have you guys all ordered your Steam?
I have.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, but have you guys?
No, I
put in
didn't.
a pre-order for a lot of stuff, and I don't think I have the money.
I felt so bad because I was literally on the verge of buying his Switch off of him, and then the next day, Steam announced the deck, and I'm like, Coach, sorry, man. I felt really bad.
Nah, it's alright.
But
the Steam
I'll
try to sell it to John now.
I got a pre-order.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I'll tell him you can connect a keyboard and mouse to it.
So say you've got one made for him already.
Yeah, so next question, guys. Did you guys ever discover a new console from a friend? Like, for example, one Christmas I got a Super Nintendo, and my friend who lived 2 doors away from me at the time got a Mega Drive. I never really knew about the Mega Drive until I went around his and played it. So, did you guys have the same sort of thing with a later console at all, or?
Yeah, like I think, like it's not in my top 5, but my first ever console was Atari. Like, it was at an age where like I wasn't like like I'm not from UK. I came from abroad, and like I was like getting I was adjusted. But my cousin in Germany, they sent me an Atari. And I was like, oh yeah, play this. But at the time, I didn't know about games. I was just still like adjusting to life in UK and stuff. So I was like, oh, what's this? But and obviously we tried to plug it in, but because the German plug is like different, it's like 2-pin, and so we just left it. And after like a year or two, me understanding about games, I was like, oh man, I've got a console, let me try it. So I plugged it in, and it actually started working after. And I can't remember the games I was playing, but it was like really outdated. Then I got into I think my mates. I went to my mate's house, and he had at the time was the Mega Drive.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, I think we were playing Street Fighter. I can't remember. No, I think it was Sonic or something like that. And I was like, oh my god, I really want to get it. So I told my mum, and then actually we ended up getting it. So that was kind of like going back to questions.
Sure, yeah.
But again, it was like very.
What an upgrade, an Atari to a Mega Drive.
So no, the Atari was an older generation. Like it was like really.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. How the graphics are much a bit of an upgrade from that to that.
Yeah, so much.
You totally missed the 8-bit. You missed the Master System, the NES.
This is the thing. Like I wasn't clued up at the time. Like it's like I've had that, and I did it. I, like put it aside without knowing what it was. Only as I grew up a little bit and adjusted to life, I realized what it was, and I was like, okay, it's actually a game console. So I plugged it in. I didn't even know if I thought I could play the same games as a Mega Drive, because I'm still a stupid kid, and I was like, okay, I need to go get that to play Sonic or whatever.
Sure.
So yeah, it was weird time, man. That was.
What a world to live in, eh?
Yeah.
About you guys, anyone else?
No one's actually like from PlayStation. I remember like we saw our uncle play. He had his PlayStation or something, like one of our uncle or one of my dad's friends. I don't know. I remember no one actually recommended us like a console. I remember there was only one I got jealous when I wanted to get it. Do you remember?
No, not so much recommend, but you just discovered one for a friend, maybe.
No, we were at that time, like, not in the old, like I said, in Atari era. I wasn't aware, but after PlayStation, since that we've been clued up for play. Like all
sure.
And I think we were. It was funny because every time we got it, we had like our friends come out, and they always ended up buying it after seeing us play it, or kind of like But yeah, I think only one. I think it was Game Boy Advance. I remember Sanjay, one of them, got that new Game Boy Advance version. It was like the Lionsgate handheld one.
Yes, I remember that one.
Yeah. And I was like, oh wow, that looks very nice. I didn't like it at first, but I tried it. I was like, oh wow, this is pretty nice. And I ended up getting one. It was quite nice. But that was it. Apart from everything else, we ended up.
For me, it was a long time ago. I think it was when the Nintendo DS came out, and then I always go over to our mates, one of my primary school mates. Go and play a bit of the PC. I don't know if you guys know a game called Maple Story. I used to play that. Like online, like an online RPG.
Oh, yeah,
I used to love that game.
Well, I'm sorry, second.
Maple Story. It was on the PC, but
it's like a MMO.
Yeah, sort of like a platform.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was. He got me into the Nintendo DS. And he had the WarioWare mini game.
I think at that time where the Game Boys is, I think we knew what Game Boy was. But you had the Game Boy Color, but it was kind of outdated. But the Advance and things was like changing it. Yeah. So was it the SP that he got you in?
No, the Nintendo DS. That was right after that.
The first one, right?
The grey block one. The first one,
the
one that
one.
had yeah.
See, I distinctly remember that I introduced you to the Xbox One at one point.
No. I knew where this was going. No, you didn't.
I remember bringing the console over and you were like, wow, this looks really good.
That's not what happened.
Wow, look at Gears of War. It looks so much better.
No, you chat shit.
Honestly, guys, that was his impression.
That was it. No, you brought us back into getting into Microsoft. Yeah, but we played Xbox One. I remember getting that on my 17th birthday or 16th, I don't know, 18th birthday or something like that. You got my first one, but we never tried online on it. But I'll tell you, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, 360, I had 360, and we talked about it before. Gears of War, I love that. Yes, but we kind of grew away from that. We got into PlayStation, and then after meeting you,
I think
you kind of, I don't know, just speaking to you, we kind of played online.
Kind of gave you a reason to go back to it.
Yeah, but it was good because I never used to play online a lot. So you used to connect up and play online with Ant here and there. And I think like the online community, I mean, don't want to get any hatred yet. I feel like it's a lot better on the Xbox. It's just as good as a PS4. But I feel like it's more easier, and I enjoy it. I enjoy the Xbox more.
I don't know. I just feel, even though I've been online with PlayStation, doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel
you're not
online, especially the controller. Do you know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like you're not gamers.
What, on the PS?
No, on the PlayStation. I don't know why. There's nothing against it. It still works perfectly or not. But I remember when Battlefront came out and I got like the limited edition Darth Vader console, and when I was playing with that controller online, it just I don't know. It just doesn't feel professional. Does it make any sense? What I'm saying?
I agree. Like I think was it the DualShock 4? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I still think the Xbox had the best controller, but I think right now
I'm not beefing it up. I mean, literally just how I felt with it.
I think it's that chunky feel. It just felt right.
Yeah,
it just felt nice to hold in your hand. Whereas the other one, when you hold on to the DualShock 4, it's more like
compact.
Small, and you're like, It's still amazing controller. It was back in the day one of the best controller, and it still is. But I still think like you need to check out the DualSense. It's actually immense.
I have heard about a good thing. Really is that just because of the triggers, isn't it, or something?
The triggers. It's like what you just said. It feels right, you know.
Does it feel better than the DualShock 4?
I will say it's way better than the DualShock 4.
Design-wise, it looks incredible.
It's amazing. They've got so much stuff in it. I think they're going to utilize like a lot of the what's it called? I can't say
haptic feedback.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Nice.
I'll just going back on your question.
Yeah, go for it.
I think one of my mates, he was kind of my mates. I think he kind of introduced me to Dreamcast, like I can say. But I knew of Dreamcast, but it was the first time where I went to play, and I think I played Power Stone. I think it's one console that I regret not getting because I never owned it. I always wanted to. Oh my god!
Come to that later.
And I love the cases for it, man. It's like even
game cases were awesome.
Yeah, like I went into my local like exchange and I'll just look at the like artwork and the blue case for it. It's just like, oh my god, I just want them sitting on my shelves like a collector or whatever. But yeah, there's one regret I have. Should have owned a Dreamcast.
We weren't all lucky like Goku to have a neighbour to borrow everything from.
I don't believe that, man. Every story is like, my friend or my cousin borrowed me this. That. I'm gonna call him out on this.
Yeah, who is this cousin? I bet you're buying it just to like,
his neighbour.
I wonder if he listens to now and he's like, I'm this guy. I'm gonna call him to the show one time or something.
I was the guy.
Yeah,
I'm that cousin he keeps talking about.
He gives all the list of stuff that he's borrowed to him in his life. That'd be amazing.
Does he ever give him back?
Maybe he doesn't even...
I know of his neighbour.
Yeah, that was his neighbour.
I think he was very like... He used to say like he's borrowing it, but I don't know.
Maybe he didn't even know he was borrowing it. He just took it.
I love how you air quotate so no one can see it.
I love you, Goku.
So the final question, guys. This is probably going to be an easy question, but here it is. Do you guys even care what a new console looks like before when it comes out? Do you simply purchase it just to play games, or do you purchase it if it looked wank?
No, dude, if it has to look good. It needs it's all about aesthetic and look, appearance to me, because it. Yeah, but
it works hand in hand, isn't it?
I tell you what,
Xbox.
But if it has a game that you're really looking forward to,
and it
looks wank, you're not going to not buy it, are you?
Or if it's like a standalone console, like an Xbox Series X or something like that, then I'll get it. It's just going to sit in the back, hide it.
You hide it behind the telly or something, yeah.
If it's a handheld device where I'm going to take around, then I'll probably... If it's got something like Zelda, then I'll buy it, yeah.
But it depends.
It depends on the hardware.
But I'll probably wait for a better version, because that's what they do. Yeah. They have a shitty version and they'll make a nice looking one. For whatever reason it is.
But it's like with the PS5, like, personally I don't like the design. It looks futuristic in that, but
which one?
PS5, PlayStation 5. But if the performance outweighs it's
amazing.
Yeah, you kind of
you kind of look past that, and you know what? It actually looks. You actually grown. You know, you actually like it better because it's actually more powerful than it actually looks.
Agreed. I don't know, man. Like,
you never seen that.
Is it about how the console looks, or is it about how the console performs? I mean.
So the question's more on the look of it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. When you go to buy a console, are you looking at how that console looks?
How would you say? Let's say so. If there's a limited edition that looks wicked, and they got an original version which looks shit, which one would you go for?
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to PlayStation, right? So you guys are, you're all hardcore with it, whatnot. So when they release number 6, are you not going to buy it because it looks crap? You're not, are you? Regardless if it looked shit, you would still get it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So, because you want to play games, you want to play the newest thing, wouldn't you? So, that's the issue.
We've got a choice.
Yeah, no, because I never. Do you remember when the original DS came out? Like the horrible grey, black looking. I was never a fan of that design.
I was saying that
there was obviously other versions of it, isn't there? But
that was the worst design of the.
I personally,
I hated it.
I waited for that one.
Yeah. It was disgusting. Yeah, it was so ugly.
It's still a classic.
No, it was one of the worst designs of Nintendo's ever.
Are you still talking about the 3DS?
No, the DS, the original DS.
The one where you have the...
It was a big chunky grey and black thing.
And the shape, it wasn't like... It had a weird, like, lumpy shape.
And it folded out, didn't the fold-out thing, yeah.
It's nasty.
The flip one?
Yeah.
SP?
First,
no. The original... Someone get a picture of the DS for him.
DS, not...
It's like the SP, longer, grey. You can put the DS cartridge at the back.
I'm getting a picture for him.
Or DS cartridge at the back, and
there's been so
Game
many
Boy Advance cartridge at the bottom.
To be honest,
you're right. Yeah. Or original Game Boy, wasn't it as well?
Yeah. But at the time, to be fair, I thought it actually looked pretty decent. I didn't really look at it.
Yeah,
to be fair. But now thinking about it, it does look a bit.
But it's like the same as like the Xbox, the first original one. Like I know right now, looking back now, I think, oh man, it was massive. It was huge.
Yeah, but it was slick design because you had the X on the top.
That's what I say. At the time,
if anything, I thought the original 360 looked a bit meh. It wasn't all that.
Yeah.
But
but at the time when it came out, I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, but now I think it's like a cult classic. Now the way it looks.
Yeah,
like even the Duke.
I prefer the black slim version that came out a while ago. Yeah,
but yeah, I think. If you have options, the looks can like persuade you.
So this is it.
Come on.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
I think
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
There's not a lot of options for like consoles. There's 3 major ones: Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, and they all offer their own variety. So you're gonna get it, aren't you?
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying. If you're a hardcore gamer, regardless of the design, you'll still get it, wouldn't you? Yeah. I know they try to make it adequate for people, to go with their everyday decor sort of thing. I mean, like the Series X looks like an Amazon, old dot thing, doesn't it? Yeah. Whereas I can see Kurt's thing with the PS5.
It grows on,
but it's massive, isn't it?
It's huge.
Massive, yeah.
So you can see them dying down that design at some point.
There's rumors they're gonna release a light one soon.
And you're gonna buy that, aren't you? You're gonna.
It's like what Kurt said earlier. Like the light one will be exactly the same thing, but nothing. I don't think it'll have any
major upgrades.
Yeah. And I think I'll wait for the one after, which will have It might be an 8K or.
I just buy it.
It's just similar to a smartphone, and the next one's not going to be much different.
We're trapped in the system, bro. They've got us.
They got us
by the
What do you guys think of the 2DS? Like, I think that's probably the one console I wouldn't get. Just looking at it now, like.
Yeah, that's right. I never.
That's the one that didn't flip down, did it?
Yeah,
it's like a tablet.
I think that was more for like it was a cheaper version of a 3DS. So if you couldn't afford it,
You reckon?
That's right, because there was a XL version as well. That wasn't there.
The XL version, 3DS XL, 3DL.
Yes. 3DS I,
3DS Lite.
It's a cheaper option.
The one with the camera. I was the one with the camera, wasn't it?
I would say that would relate to your question. That if that was one console,
I was just like
the one you just showed me.
Unless you're a Nintendo fanboy and want to collect them.
Yeah, should go get
that idiot's going to fork out £300 for that now.
It's 300 quid.
No, well, it said 90 quid.
No, it's not.
2DS.
No, but going back to that Halo console, I could have pre-ordered. So obviously scalpers have got hold of it now. If you go on eBay and check it out, it's going up for $2,000 now.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, because it's hard to get an export as it is. Series X is still hard to get.
That's not fair, man. That's not fair.
Of course it's not. Of course it's not. But yeah,
you should just order that and sold it.
But yeah, but the thing is, I'm saving up for the Steam Deck at the end of the day. So if I didn't have to if I wasn't saving up for that, then I would have got it.
I should have got the Xbox One, man.
I
might even get is the controller hard to get hold of for the Elite, the Halo.
It was sold out on thing. I think it keeps popping up on Amazon every now and then, so just keep an eye on it.
I might
really get it because I need to replace my my Elite controller. That is
that the one
Yeah,
we bought?
that's another reason why I didn't, because mine's still going the end of the day.
Mine was
Is that the
dying.
one we bought off you? The Elite?
That's
Yeah.
old. That's the
That's
series.
one, yeah.
That's the Series 1 version.
Yeah, literally.
My little one's running around with the analog.
Wow.
That Elite controller's worn out. We went
Yeah,
through Gears of War days.
I've
like
even
competitive
changed.
playing.
Wow.
I changed the grips, the bumpers on it as well.
You know
and-
why? It's because our sweat got into
Yeah,
the thing.
sure.
And like,
That was the
Yeah.
nasty side of the Series 1. Yeah.
Well, we were at it for hours, man. We spent days on that playing.
Yeah, you remember?
Money well spent there.
100%. Yeah.
The Series 2 is way better. I can't play without it now.
Yeah.
Because like when I play with my daughter, she takes no, over it.
Yeah.
That's my one.
Because literally, I still haven't opened the Series X controller yet because I'm still using this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's time if I get the.
You just get used to it, don't you?
Yeah,
It's just like, especially the flaps underneath. It just it's easy.
Good choice. Good choice.
So that's me with questions. Does anyone want to throw anything in before we do the top fives? If not, we'll go straight to the top fives.
I'm good. Any
Yeah.
questions?
No, good. I think we answered all of it. Yeah.
All right, let's do it then.
Go.
It's time for a top 5. Number 5.
So who would like to go first? Anyone?
I don't mind.
Go on then.
Yeah.
So which way should we go afterwards?
Just around the table.
This way?
from here.
So we'll make little G last?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got a couple I don't want him to say. So. Number 5, Big Gal. What's your number 5?
So mine, I briefly mentioned it earlier. My number 5 is gonna be my first.
The Atari.
No. So that's the thing. I didn't actually quite play it, and I don't have a fond memory of it as much. So it was actually the Sega Mega Drive, my first actual console that I owned.
That's my number 4, so we'll jump in.
Sorry, dude.
That's all right.
Yeah, I think.
There's not that many consoles. We were going to clash at some point, so...
You know it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I just think it's. I think it's underrated. Sega Mega Drive, I reckon. But on what? So Sega Mega Drive. Then it was the Sega Genesis, right? Is that right?
No, so the Genesis is the American version of the Mega Drive.
Right. Okay.
So it's the exact same console, just different name.
Yeah. So
Because they're idiots. Sorry, American fans.
at the same, for me, it was just like amazing. Like I can control these. For my first ever console. Like, I didn't know what it was, and and I was just like Sonic. I think we still got like a good. I think the PlayStation was out at a certain point, but we were still playing a lot of Sega at the time. Yeah. Even that stuff. I didn't actually own the Golden Axe game, but it came with like a multi-game cartridge.
Yeah, 3-in-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, this one had quite a few. It had the FIFA game on it, like football. I don't know if you guys remember the football game, the Street of Rage on it, Golden Axe on it, and I think it had Sonic. I'm not 100% sure.
It had a separate cartridge on its own.
No, it was just like this collection of games.
And I don't think it had Sonic because I remember putting in a Sapco.
Oh, was it? Okay, I could be wrong then. But yeah, like, I remember Rage. That was like an awesome game.
Primal Rage.
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim.
Yep.
Wooby! Yeah. But, obviously at the time, I don't have enough to go in and get like loads of more games. But those are the ones I remember. Those are the ones it kind of kick-started my love for games. And it was just amazing.
Do you remember the noise Earthworm makes when he gets hit?
I can't remember that.
Ow!
That sounds like Owen Wilson.
He does it. He goes, ow!
Oh man,
People are listening now. Yeah, he does do that.
But yeah, man, it was an amazing console, I think, and I think it should be not a turning point, I reckon, but for me, I think it kind of was like the start of the love for games. If it hadn't been, I think a lot of other people might be the NES, Super Nintendo or whatever. Yeah. I did know, like, I've been to people's houses when they went, when they were playing like Mario and stuff. But I think I'm not 100% sure. I think it was NES, then Sega came out after. Is that how it was?
Yeah, so NES came out. Then Sega came back then with the Master System, which is the console before Mega Drive. It's 8-bit as well, so it's 8-bit versus 8-bit.
Ah, right.
And then Mega Drive and SNES war, wasn't it?
That's it, yeah. I always, I know a lot of people listening might hate me, but I always, at that time, I always geared toward Sega. And I felt like Sega was a bit superior, but I know at that time, because I never owned it. No, I've only played it briefly at going to people's houses. So, yeah. That's why it's got to be Sega for me. Yeah. And without Sega, I don't think we won't be here, and I don't think my brothers will be much of a gamers
Yeah.
Right now we are.
Yeah, that kick-started our gaming career. I remember playing. Remember Streets of Rage?
Yeah.
I played a lot of that, and I think my mom used to
Yeah, I
play
think
it
we
with
said
me.
that.
And she kicked my ass. You know, at the end, you have
You had to
kick the
fight one
crowd.
another, yeah.
Yeah, and she beat me, and she took the seat, and I was like, well upset because we finally got there.
She was
But yeah, I
badass.
remember that.
She loves that
distinctly.
game.
She was really good at that. Yeah, I was like,
She's retired now, though. Isn't it?
You know what? Yeah, I was playing Streets of Rage, the recent one, and she was like, "Is that game?" She didn't know the name.
Yeah.
Because she recognizes the music and she recognizes the style
game
of it,
style, yeah.
and she can tell it's like a new version. Is it like a new version of it? Yeah, man. You want to play? I said, like, "Oh no, this is too much. It's gone too advanced for me now." It's just like, I'm retired. I was like, "Oh,
Wow.
But I was super excited. Like she actually remembered.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my
Nice.
number.
Good choice.
5.
Good choice.
That's your 5. It's my number 4, so I'll go into very quickly. Yeah, pretty much how I explained it earlier on, where I had the Super Nintendo because it came with Street Fighter, and obviously I was a massive Street Fighter nut at the time because my dad got me into it via the arcade. We mentioned this in a previous episode before, but when I mastered Street Fighter and pretty much any Mario game that came out on that console, I was just a bit. There wasn't anything else for me. There was a couple of other bits on there, and then when my friend took me around his house and showed me the Mega Drive, sorry, and the first game on it was Streets of Rage. And I was like, whoa, this is, a bit more adult orientated, but damn, this was a good game and whatnot. And then showed me other stuff like Sonic, Shinobi, Golden Axe, and it just carried on. And then I was like, I really need to get this console. But my mum and dad were like, we've just got you a Super Nintendo. Oh, yes. We ain't buying this for you. If you're doing it, you're going to have to save up your pocket money. So I saved up for years. Literally, like a couple of years, man, big time. Because I was just a kid at the time. I didn't know a job. I had to rely on weekly pocket money. And I had pocket money like £2 a week or something. And these consoles were, what, £200?
damn.
I
So
don't remember the price.
two odd years, finally got it. It came with Sonic 2 at the time. And then all these other big, like Robocop versus Terminator, Alien Storm, Golden Axe, and
Amazing.
what's the other one?
I swear there's a Teenage Ninja Turtle game.
Yeah,
as well.
the SNES version is better, but
Okay.
that's
I
still a good
remember
game
there
on
was
there. Eternal Champions, the Jurassic Park game was way better on the Mega Drive as well. Altered Beast and what?
Oh, yeah,
it
Altered
just,
Beast,
oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
god, the list goes on, and it were just. I felt that they were better. They were for me because I was kind of like mid-teenager at the time, and nothing against Super Nintendo, but I felt their kids were a bit more kiddie-ish at the time, like Yoshi's Island and
This is what I was
Mario
saying.
Kart and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's like, great games. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against them. Absolutely great
It
games.
just felt like Sega had that.
Yeah.
edge.
Do you remember some of the box art for their covers
my
for their
God.
games? Were
Even
fucking
now, sometimes I look at
awesome.
it, it's so
I want them
amazing.
as like a poster or something. They're amazing.
They don't do them like they do.
No way. That's what I miss about physical media nowadays. Is like the decent artwork, and
manual.
whatnot, the manuals, everything. I used to take manuals into
The
school.
manuals.
You don't get any of that anymore, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Road Rash. Do you remember Road Rash?
that rings a bell.
It's a motorbike game when you beat up people as you drive, and you got the cops chasing you at the same time.
What an amazing
You probably know
concept.
if you see it.
Yeah, I probably
Yeah,
recognize
it is a race, but you got to punch other other motorcyclists
How
at the
do you-
time.
How do you actually win?
I guarantee.
There is like a position, like there is like 12 races, and you can drive up to them and punch them out of the way. You get chains and whip them out of the way, but as soon as you start doing it, there's like a rearview mirror on the top of the screen. And the cops chasing you. So when you crash or whatever, it comes up saying "busted." Anyone listening remember Road Rash? You know what I'm talking about. Mortal Kombat was better on the
Yes,
Mega
I
Drive
was
because it had the
meant to
blood code,
Yeah.
and Super Nintendo had the better graphics. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't want violence, did they?
Yeah.
So Mortal Kombat 1 is just blood, and it's just sweat and whatnot. It's just very, very odd. But it's a good port on Super Nintendo. Don't get me wrong.
I would say it's more like adult-y.
That's what I'm saying. It was meant for more adults at the time.
Which what the kids wanted though, innit? They wanted the blood and all that.
Do you remember the tagline for Sega Mega Drive when they used to have adverts for it?
Oh, is it
Isn't
not
it
for
the same?
kids? They made it look like it was not for. Like,
No,
So the American version, so Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Yeah, I saw that. They didn't get any sort of they didn't get any issue with that. No. I saw that advert. I saw it.
Do you
on
remember
the
that?
documentary. Yeah.
Sega.
Sega.
I can't believe they did that. But it's good they did that. Sega came out because Nintendo had a competition because they were dominating the market at the time. So
it's going. You know, there are amazing games on that Nintendo, but because we never owned it, like we don't. Like, we just knew Mario and maybe all the top games. But
like I said, their arcade ports are really good. Like their Street Fighter port was awesome, and then when Super Street Fighter came out, like I said, it was in the fighting games episode. Do you remember that? I mentioned that in there. Yeah. That is a really good port on the Super Nintendo. Nothing against the Mega Drive, but they had their graphics were good, but their sound chip was an issue on on some of the games, and the Mega Drive did. The Super Nintendo did have a better version of that. But I don't know. It just I felt like you said. Going back to RoboCop vs Terminator, the Mega Drive version had the gore and the better graphics,
adult themed.
Whereas the Super Nintendo version is very child orientated. There's no blood, no nothing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it, but it's just
Well, when you're kids, that's what you want, though. You want that gore. You want the
you want the proper stuff.
Yeah. Oh, a quick question to you: what controller was better? Do you reckon?
The Super Nintendo one was better. Yeah. Because it was just 3 buttons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas if you think about it, the Super Nintendo 6, because they had the triggers.
Yeah.
The first one's to have triggers.
The second one was always baffling because it almost had like 3 buttons on the side.
The 6-button one for Street Fighter was good.
That was it?
Yeah, they did for simply for Street Fighter. But
I can't remember that far.
But then why would you buy a controller for just one game?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Mega Drive, my number 4. But my number 5 now is the original Nintendo, the NES. Simply because, again, I've said it before in a previous episode, it was essentially my first console. It's the one that got me into gaming. It's not the first computer I had. The first computer I had was a Commodore 64. But this was the one that revolutionised me getting into consoles. Again, kids at school had it. There wasn't a break time where kids were talking about Nintendo, Mario, Turtles, Duck Hunt. It was the big thing at the time in my childhood. And then when I finally got hold of one, it was just like, epic.
You just stuck to the TV with the controller.
Playing with my dad, because my dad loved Mario as well and everything. And, it's a sentimental value thing, and it's made me the gamer I am today. It's the console that made me who I am as a gamer. And like you said, I'm sure you guys have got one as well and have kept you on going since then as well. But I honestly don't think
it's essentially your first sort of love, isn't it?
It's like when I was a kid, I just thought to myself, I hope I'm going to be like my dad and like grow up with my kids and play it. And I do today. It's not on a Nintendo, but I still play games with my daughter in it as well. And hopefully she'll be growing up to be a gamer as well.
With her Switch that you've handed over to her?
No, I haven't given the Switch. She plays on the Xbox, on the Roblox and all that stuff as well.
Or you can buy my Switch and give it to her.
That's true. I need a Christmas present for her, so I might still get it off you. Anyone who knows the Nintendo will know why it's my number 5. So yeah.
I reckon if I was started out as well, that would have been my number 5. But
I mean, it's not just that. It's like my cousin had one, so he had different games. So when I got to go around his and play like Mike Tyson's Punch Out and all that sort of stuff, it's like, oh my god, this is, what does this box do? It's like it's amazing. It's amazing. But then you look back at it now, and it's like, man, it's not really all that. But it's a classic. You can't not deny it, regardless.
Yeah, so that's definitely classic.
That's my number 5, short and easy. Courage, what's your number 5?
Good choice. My number 5 is the Game Boy Advance.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, first off, the cartridges that came with it, it's just amazing. Like, all the Pokemon games came in.
This is the one that was like...
the
cardboard. It was cardboard, wasn't it?
No, it's like the one you hold in your hand. It's like the actual...
No, he's talking about the cartridge box.
No, the console, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Because there was one you could flip up as well, like an old Game Boy, wasn't it?
That was SP. That was the Game Boy.
SP, sorry, I'm getting confused.
The Advance. So it released sort of around the same time. I think it might have been before the SP.
It was the first change of the design of how the Game Boy Pocket, Color was.
And then it was
Game Boy Pocket, that was a good one.
So Pocket, Color, and Advance changed it up. They went with the Lance,
it's proper handheld, isn't it?
It was an actual...
It was like the
portrait.
Yeah, it's the one that you can. It felt like you're holding a controller. At the same time.
It's essentially just a longer screen, isn't it? Yeah. Again, what were you talking about? The cardboard cut.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about the art designs of the cut. I don't know, for some reason I thought you You're talking about the game cases. So it used to come in like paper,
Yeah.
cardboard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It wasn't plastic. The game box was cardboard.
Yeah, those were lovely.
They were lovely, but they'll get smashed up. But it was still good. It was still good.
I love the
They were
artwork.
good, yeah. No, it's just the shape of the actual cartridges was nice. Like
They went half the size though from the previous one. They had a full cartridge now.
and it went half the size. Yeah, literally, yeah. Because of it, like when you get Pokemon Emerald, it'll be a green color. Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire.
It was good.
Yeah, it was good. And I know you could trade, like obviously with Pokemon, obviously like a big game for us as well. So when you played it on the Game Boy Color, you could trade with a link cable, and then again you could do this on you could trade on the Game Boy Advance. But then when you get like Pokemon on the GameCube, you could actually trade your Pokemon from here to the Pokemon Coliseum.
I heard about this. Yeah,
that was towards the end of the later stage.
Game Boy Advance, but they had a lot of stuff where you can connect it up with the.
Wasn't there an adapter for the GameCube where you can play the Game Boy stuff?
Yeah.
Like it slips under the bottom or something, or
No, I think you had to get a separate thing, isn't it?
I forgot
No, it was like a link cable. You attach it to the top. It's like two metal clips.
And it goes
a plastic
inside,
one. It
yeah.
goes to the top. It connects to the, I think it's the controller port.
That's it.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember we
You
were playing.
send it over and you
They have a lot of little quirky stuff, like
Yeah.
little
It's
quirky
like-
stuff on the GameCube.
Yeah, and I think that's when you could first do it with Advance, especially in Zelda Wind Waker.
What, with the Advance?
Yeah, it's not a major part in the game, but you know, remember the character Tingle?
I'm sure it was 3DS you guys must have used. Was it Advance?
Trust this.
So what you were, I think you talked about in the previous episode, so you were doing the map thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would play it on that actual.
Yeah.
I'll play the game.
yeah,
He would
yeah.
hunt for the treasure.
Shit, that was amazing. I thought it was the 3DS or something.
No.
I thought it was Advance. That's
By the time it came out, that was pretty
Nintendo
good
did well.
technology to be able to do that.
They smashed it. Yeah.
that Advance was your.
So what did it actually do to the Wind Waker gameplay then? Was
So
it?
it doesn't change the gameplay in any way. You play the game as normal, but you know in Wind Waker you hunt for treasure. There's a little stuff.
I don't.
So
It's
you
a
don't.
piece of
Okay,
shit,
so
that game.
you go sailing around. You play as this character Tingle, and you have access to it, and he can locate treasures in the nearby area or stuff, which is really important in that game. There's a few other stuff you could do, and because there's so much to find, it's an adventure game, so you find a lot of stuff, and this allows you to do that.
It's like the whole
so
world
essentially, we could play it. It was like a corporate because we used to love it because that's why we love Nintendo because you can kind of like play together. It was a solo gameplay, but we're playing a game together, so we love that part of it.
I'm shocked it was Advance. I thought it was 3DS.
No, it was
Amazing.
that. It was.
It was definitely Game Boy Advance. Yeah, I remember the clip at the top. That's just
Because Advance was like your first console, wasn't it? Like your own one. I think we used to have a Pocket.
yeah.
And,
I had all of them.
The one and a color. He was lucky.
And then we had the Pokemon, and then he didn't have the Advance, so we got an Advance for his birthday with a Pokemon game. I remember this.
It was
Yeah.
leaf green. Yeah,
That's it. Yeah,
leaf green was my favorite color.
yeah. I think that was. Yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah, I mean, I had so many good games as well, like Golden Sun.
Golden Sun. I knew you were going to say that.
yeah.
I saw the case, a game going for that. It's not that expensive. It's got
Really?
in the case for the Advance. But what was the name of the Golden Sun? Was it? I can't remember. But it was going for 25 quid
Well, the first one, I thought.
Boxed.
boxed. Yeah,
It's not bad.
25 quid.
But yeah. I was gonna take a picture and send it
I
to you.
think a couple of years back, actually, there's a company that actually redesigns the Game Boy Advance with all the games installed as well.
Oh really?
I forgot the name of it. Yeah, I remember seeing it on Instagram.
Oh, you're talking about Limited Run.
Is that what it's called?
So they do physical games for games that are physical, if you know what I mean. So like indie games,
Oh,
or
okay,
like
okay.
any games that are outsold or something. So they do their own sort of design and then ship it out.
So it's not like an emulated system.
It's an
for
actual
the-
game
okay,
cartridge.
okay.
But this is for the Switch. I don't know if you've seen it for the Game Boy Advance. I could be talking bullshit right now.
Probably up.
But yeah, it's
BS.
no, Limited Run. They do it for PS4 and Switch.
Yeah, well, Game Boy Advance. I mean, I remember they did have a couple additions to it. They had the purple one, which was like
The only
to match
one I
the
remember
GameCube color.
is the see-through one. That's the one you had, isn't it? Or was it the purple
And
one?
we had purple ones in it.
Yeah,
I remember the purple one we had.
Oh,
I think
okay.
obviously our mate had Sanjay had the see-through one.
Oh, man, I want one right now, man.
Yeah.
I think it goes for 50 quid. I might get one.
But yeah, no, the design, I mean, it felt comfortable in hand. I thought it was a good portable, first portable console for me. So
Some decent games on it as well.
Yeah. Golden Sun. It was Advance Wars first released on that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Advance Wars. Obviously all the Pokemon games. And yeah. I remember we were playing some MotoGP game as well.
I think some Final Fantasy are on that as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think it might be like the
four
or
or
something.
five,
I can't remember.
Yeah.
good console, man.
Nice.
Man. I'll probably have to look for look on eBay to see if someone's selling it.
You can
Get a bit of nostalgia over there, now.
Yeah, I just need to get it. Yeah, my number 5.
Nice.
Okay.
Good choice.
My number 5. I'm going to get out of the way. I'm guessing it's on everyone's
Oh, here we go. It's going to be my number 1 now.
No. It's not what you think it is. That is further up. Is the Nintendo Switch.
You bastard.
It's his number 1.
Yeah.
Is that your number 1?
My number 2.
That's all right. That's not bad.
That's my number 3 done.
That's not on your list, man?
No, fuck no. It's a piece of shit.
No,
I'm joking.
Is it on your list, though?
No, it's not.
Oh, wow. I think
I've only got 3 left.
this is...
Well, it was bound to happen, though.
No, of course, yeah. Carry on. So Nintendo Switch. So is it in yours, Coach?
Yeah, it's my number 3.
Okay, so you're all going to be on this one, yeah.
So
Okay.
I'll go first. So
Go on.
I've always been a fan of Nintendo. But obviously, I just can't get enough of it. But I mean, handheld is also one of my favorite stuff. So this having a design where you can take it on the go,
Genius.
and sitting down and you can play it was the part. Like I was shocked. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So when I got one and I finally used it, I was like, dude, it makes so much sense. Like I take this whenever I have to go somewhere far. I can play it on the plane. If I'm going somewhere else, I'm still connected to my console, I'm still there gaming. So if I'm going wherever it is and I'm bored for an hour or two, I can just get the game up and play. So you're always connected on the go.
At work.
That's what I love. Yeah, or at work. Yeah, you shouldn't be playing on work, but yeah, it's amazing. I thought the design, everything of it is just. I don't know. You guys probably feel the same thing. That's why it's in the top 5.
What I love about it is just the Joy-Cons, like the ability to change it. Like
You could take it out.
Yeah, and wanted to buy my one because I've changed my original. Well, the analog went on it because of the drifting problem. So I ended up.
I've never had that issue.
You got yours custom done or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually looked on YouTube. Changed, got like a new set of analogs, which works perfectly now. Yeah. And I got a separate shell, a custom shell. I think they call it Joy-Con shell. They called it, and it's the design of the.
NES.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, which is fucking brilliant.
Have you? Who's here not have that drift issue though? Has everyone's had?
I've had it. Yeah,
I've definitely had it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had that
drift issue with
like the one of the left analog would just drift?
No, I don't think it was on his.
Well, I look after my stuff.
Breath of the Wild destroyed my Joy-Cons.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
that game, man.
If you don't have the drift issue, then you're not playing it properly.
Yeah, I've got
you're
mine.
not using it much, then, mate.
Yeah.
Well, going back to that, I love it because I used to like bring it to like some friends, or if you're just going around, you're like, oh, there's 4 people here. Oh, let's play the Switch. I'll put it out on the thing, even if there's a small screen or there's a TV. And when there's 4 of us just having random fun, we've like got an hour to kill, and it's just like random. Like I was at work thing one time, and I just put my Switch out. Oh, what are you guys playing? I was playing Dragon Ball Z, and like everyone was sitting down and we're just playing a game against it. It was wicked. Like no one.
Windjammers, we were doing that.
Yeah, like on the go. Anyway, like some people don't play. It's just wicked. So I loved it. I could take it anywhere and like still be connected to gaming.
It's one of those consoles that non-gamers can actually pick up and play as well, quick, and just put it back down.
Do you think it'd be as big if the games on there weren't as good? Like, if you couldn't have BioShock, Dark Souls, console games, big console games on a portable, you still think it would sell well?
Well, I think is,
but they do have. Sorry, say that. They do have those games.
No, if they didn't.
Well, it should be like the Wii U, isn't it? That's what.
Then it's just another portable.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Do you think it would still be as big if those sort of games went on there?
Yes.
You reckon it will?
Yes. I would just
it's weird. There's that it's a good question, but I still think
Alien Isolation.
Yeah,
something there. Well,
that is.
But in Nintendo's have this like weird attraction. Not even if they didn't have these other games like you mentioned, their games are still amazing. Like even they might be the same sort of like Mario Party, for example.
It still sells.
It still sells.
Sure.
Like, Animal Crossing. It's like it's done ridiculous amount. It came out during COVID. It's the most popular game. It's ridiculous.
Nintendo know what they're doing with their game. Like their game developers know how to design the game. They change it up.
So I think their games alone is enough. But me personally, I would like those games like you said, what I mentioned about it.
That's just a bonus.
That was the driving force for me, because I wasn't really bothered about the next Mario Kart, the next Odyssey. You know what? Do you remember what I was like when Odyssey first came out? I was totally against it, and then obviously played it. It was amazing, but the driving force for me was like when they played the trailer for Doom, playable on the go, on the Switch, on the go.
A bonus, isn't it?
That was it. That done it for me. And if they didn't have that on there, I probably wouldn't have got it. In all fairness, nothing against Nintendo, but I just don't.
For me, that's those things are a bonus for me. Like for me, like,
it's definitely helped with its popularity, hasn't it? Dark Souls on the go, fucking sign me up for that shit.
Yeah, I played it on the Switch, didn't I?
That was my first venture into Dark Souls on the Switch.
On the Switch, isn't it? Yeah, it's so much easier. Yeah. But personally, I love the Switch. I mean, it's on my top 3. But like a game like, let's say, Doom, I wouldn't personally play it on a Switch. I mean, I love the console on that, but I'd rather play it on a console that can.
But you're glad it's there?
I mean, I only did it because of what we do as a living. To get through night shifts. I mean, Breath of the Wild saved my life through night shifts and kept me awake big time.
I remember I was
but you're right. I wouldn't straight away get it for a Switch. I would get it for a PC, an Xbox, a PS5, or not. Yeah. But if I want to play it at work, I've got no choice but to put it on a Switch.
So I'll do a little bit on it because it's my number 2.
You're number 2.
Yeah. So for me, like, it was weird, man. Because when all the console wars happen, you always talk about PS5, Xbox, and Nintendo. Nintendo's like, I think they've just said, you and PS4 and Xbox, you guys do your thing. We're gonna do our thing. Like when the Wii came out, everyone bought it, and their mothers bought it. Like because it was catered for everyone. Like grandmas, old everyone had it.
Family console, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think from there they just ventured, and like I said, they put the Xbox and thing aside. You guys can do your thing. We're gonna do our thing. And when the Switch came out, my God, it was like fuck. They've done it. Like they've actually, it's like my Game Boy back days, but at the same time, I get to have my, actual console that I could take to work. Like it saved me at work. I literally played so many games at work. Unbelievable. Like, I'll be on my break. I don't play while I'm post, obviously, but...
Liar!
But, yeah, it's amazing. Like, the fact that I can play my, like, games that I should be playing on my TV, but I can play it on my, it's phenomenal. Like,
the library is just ever growing.
Yeah.
And it literally caters for all. Like, they have simple indie games, and they got the complex Xbox games. Like, Doom
the eShop is ridiculous.
Yeah,
man. It's just crazy.
I'm glad you mentioned the indie games. The indie games strive on Nintendo, and I think without Nintendo, I reckon. Well, I think PC do a lot of advertising. Well, it's a good place for the indie games, but the Switch.
I think that's
promote
they have a lot more.
I play shit more. I used to never play indie games. Like I didn't know about indie games. Switch is like a perfect advocate for indie games, and I appreciate it for that. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, totally agree.
Switch and oh my God, its online feature is amazing. Like as in playing, like it has not. I've been playing Monster Hunter on it, and currently I'm playing Pokemon Unite on it. Right? Okay, now hear me out. The online is flawless. It has not even like you remember time when we were like playing Days Gone. Like, not Days Gone, sorry, Dead by Daylight.
Dead by Daylight, yeah.
How many issues did we have? Yeah. Just us for try.
I think that's because Nash didn't have the DLC.
I think someone was screwing up anyway.
No, but you're right, because we play on a lot of our platforms, and I know the Nintendo one, I've had no issues.
Those 2 games, are the only 2 games I've been heavily playing online on, and I've never had any issue. I haven't even got kicked out, nothing. And it was literally a case of flicking it on, I'm on, I get game, I'm in groups, done. No issue at all. And I don't know how that little thing manages that and the big console.
Is that only for Monster Hunter or for any game on that?
So I've played, for me personally, there's only 2 games I've played online was Monster Hunter, Rise, and the Pokemon Unite game that's come out recently. I'll be playing it.
Did you not play Smash Bros. For a bit?
Yes, sorry, and Smash Brothers, yes. But not as much as these 2. But I don't know about those other ones, but
that's the thing, though, because something like Dead by Daylight is considered more popular. So
probably. I
mean, give it a try, and you never know. I'm not disputing their service, whatever. You bigging them up or not, but
it was my personal experience. I thought that was just phenomenal, and it wasn't like Monster Hunter or Rise. It was literally like I played it tonight, so it came out today. And it's a huge franchise. It's not just here, but in Japan.
Sure.
And it was like
no issues
from day one. Yeah. So that was quite. I thought it was it needs to be mentioned. So Switch number 2. It could easily be one of my favorite consoles of all time, but not quite there yet.
Quite there.
It is a really good console. Did you know they actually released 2 different versions? Yeah,
The one with the more battery life.
Yeah.
I don't know that one.
To be fair, I think we've got the original, and I don't think it's that bad.
I've never had an issue.
Yeah.
I just
Then you
play
got
it.
the OLED version soon
That's
as well.
pre-ordered
haven't
as
you?
well. That's pre-ordered.
all-
I pre-ordered it. Yeah, I was thinking if I did or not now.
I pre-ordered that shit.
They
That's
send me an
Yeah.
email. They said they'll notify me when there's more in stock.
Are you getting?
I used to love to get that email when it's like stuff on your wish list has gone down in price. I was like, yes.
I saved money.
But no, that console has helped me play some games that I never really got to play on my consoles. So when I found out on the eShop they were cheaper and I could play them at work. So, for example, I had never really played Outlast.
Oh yes,
Even though it's a very popular game, it has been for a while, and it was like something like £4 on the the eShop, and I got to play it at work in the dark crew room and shit myself. But yeah,
those kind of games are.
But yeah, no, it's helped out a lot. It's helped me catch up with a few games as well.
Especially when it's like dirt cheap, man.
It's like I remember that a couple of months back when Amnesia was there, the whole 2-part game.
Yeah, I got it.
Thanks for that, little G.
That was £2.
£2.50 for the collection, wasn't it? Yeah.
I got it straight
It's
away.
an ongoing joke where like you recommended him a game. It's like, yeah, it's a good game, but he never completed it.
You
Bro,
never played it.
It's too scary.
It's
bro.
too scary.
I'm
I mean, I downloaded it. I haven't even started playing it.
I got the collection.
Bro, have you seen the guy that follows you,
Yes, I played it
dude?
because you recommended it to me, and then I found out you hadn't played it.
What's the ending of it? What happens?
I don't want to spoil it for people. People are going to listen and be
Bro,
like,
it's too
"Fuck's sake,
scary,
man!"
Yeah, I mean, you go back
Spoiler
to the game.
alert.
Spoiler alert, you die.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo Switch is just
Yeah.
one of the best consoles.
Yeah.
One of the best. I mean, it's on our top 5 for a reason.
It's like, like all the big boys have gone graphic-y, like, PS5. And they're still like, I think 5 years in now or 4 years.
Still going strong.
They're really,
2017, so 4 years.
I mean, I was listening to this. I think they've got the top 20 games, like, of like how they're doing, and it's all Nintendo Switch games.
Really?
Like, yeah, top 20. I can't remember what it was for, but I think it's for how much money they made.
Right.
But it hasn't been like over 20 years when it was like that. I think when Nintendo smashed it was like NES days. It was like the top 20 bracket was all Nintendo.
Nintendo are the one, bro. They know what they're doing.
So they've done that
Do you
this
know
year.
what's still top on the top 10 chart on the East?
Mario Kart.
Yeah, that, and I think it's Stardew Valley.
Yeah. no.
Really?
Yeah, I
Stardew,
keep
bloody
saying
hell.
that.
Mario Kart 8
That's
is phenomenal. It was from Wii. I think.
U. It was on the Wii U.
Wii U. And it's still ongoing.
Just like Breath of the Wild was.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I don't know what happened, man. I honestly forgot about that. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Switch is amazing.
Nice. We'll go to number 4 then.
Number 4.
Big Gal. It's your number 4, sir.
Oh shit, it's me again.
Yeah. 'Cause you started.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Let me.
Gonna clash with
check.
someone. Everyone's gonna be speaking.
You reckon? No, I don't think you guys have this one. Like, this one, it's it might not be in everyone's list, but for me, it's a really good console, and it's something that I still got it, and I'm gonna switch back onto so that I can play with my little ones, and it's Nintendo Wii.
Okay.
Not the main.
So is your top list
Top
just
4.
top 4 just Nintendo stuff?
There's only 3 Nintendos.
Okay, I'll let you on.
Oh shit. Okay.
Should have just done a top 5 Nintendo
Nintendo,
consoles.
yeah.
No.
Then I go, sorry, the Wii, yes.
The Wii, I think it was again a revolutionary console for me.
Yeah.
I think the fact that even that, I think you get the console and you get that game with it, the Wii Sports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I've got an interesting story to tell you about that in a second. We've got to carry on.
I think that is an amazing. Like, I think everyone played
That was the reason why you got that console, wasn't it?
That's what I meant to
Is
say,
this not in your top 5, by the way?
No.
Okay.
And it was just a clever piece of like work from Nintendo, because everyone, like, not even gamers would want to play this. Like, say if I'm not the average gamer, but like a normal, I don't know, like some normal not into games, I'm like, they can get those people into games. Like, for instance, if I had a party, everyone, if I took out the Switch, everyone's having fun, and literally everyone, like the table not the table tennis, the table game, the tennis game, boxing. I think
Bowling.
it was about amazing.
Bowling,
It's that was the reason why everyone got a Nintendo Switch. But
And baseball.
yeah,
Baseball was
baseball.
awesome on that.
That was amazing.
But there were some really good games that I've also missed out, and I'm trying to hunt them down right now. House of the Dead 2, like, was on it. Like, it came with a gun pack.
Was it House of the Dead 2?
I
Or
can't
was it
remember.
just... No, it wasn't House
I
of the
think
Dead 2. It
it's
was
1
like
and
a...
2, or it could be.
No, it
three
was
and-
like a newer version. It wasn't part of the series. I know what you're talking about. I promise you, it wasn't. Yeah.
And there's another one called Squat Team or something like, which I'm trying to get hold of.
There was a Resident Evil version of that as well.
Yeah. And the Resident Evil 4. So I've got stuff on. But anyway, the reason why it's in there, I think it's well deserved to be in there because of the motion controllers as well.
Sure.
The nunchucks.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then you can
Yeah,
also,
one was a remote, one was a nunchuck,
Yeah.
which attached to it, didn't
that's
it?
Yeah. And then you can I think you can. Yeah, at the time, I think I did discard the game when the game Skyward Sword came out.
Yes.
It utilized it really well, but it wasn't as good.
Right.
But it was still fun.
I never played it, so
a lot of games did that. So you can do the archery games. It was phenomenal, man. And I think
wasn't Twilight Princess on that as well?
yes.
Was that
But
good?
I think it didn't utilize the nunchucks as much
Okay.
as Skyward Sword did. But I think the Twilight's way better than Skyward Sword. But yeah, man, it's a pretty good console. And I think I'm not 100% sure. I swear Nintendo Switch started it, and then the PlayStation did the motion things.
Move.
Yeah. So I think it kind of paved
Jumped
way.
on the bandwagon, and then you had Kinect not long after that as well.
Yeah, and then obviously Nintendo kind of still stayed there. PS and the Xbox moved on, and then obviously from that stemmed Wii U, and then moved to the Switch. So you can see the pattern how where they've gone from.
Very good development.
Yeah, so it was,
I never really had a Wii U, so
did
you guys ever have it?
I was close to getting one, but that was a time where I don't think we owned one. No. But that was a time where we
a
were,
Nintendo console you've never owned.
No, we ended up buying it later, but it was nothing
it was
great.
It was at the
Right,
end of
got
the
you,
cycle.
got you,
where
got you.
I think that's
It was
what
dying.
came birth to Nintendo Switch. They were trying something because you can.
You can see the crossover where they've gone from a console to a handheld. Yeah,
and that's why this was. But I didn't like it.
It was literally the end of the stage of the Nintendo Wii's used cycle, and I gotta say there were some good games that we missed out on. Like there was pretty good new games, but like I said, I think we've at the time we moved on to PlayStation 4 stuff and Xbox and stuff.
And on Wii they had that is it No More Heroes game, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was
Number
on the
3 that
PlayStation.
now.
Yeah, I got that, but I ain't got time. I might have to let you guys play them now. But yeah, man.
Oh.
Good console, and I think if Goku's not here, I have to mention it for him. I know he would mention it. It would be in his top 5.
Well, the Wii.
Yeah.
Did you play the Dead Space shoot on that?
Oh yeah,
Dead Space.
There's a Dead Space shoot on
Really?
that.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
it's like the Resident Evil one, the House of the Dead one you mentioned earlier.
Really? Dead
Yeah,
Space?
there's a Dead Space.
Oh,
I
my-
can't remember what it's called, but there is one,
I
isn't
remember
there?
seeing one. Yeah, I saw like a video.
Just
of it.
type in Dead Space on the Wii and it will come up.
Wow.
But
this is the thing. There's like you have consoles and games that I'm like. This is one thing I do now is like trying to find games that I missed, and like sometimes you can get it on your later consoles, like, but sometimes you can't. So you have to, if you don't have the console, you'll have to fork out. But yeah.
So, when I bought my console, me and my missus had moved into a place, and if anyone remembers the summer of 2006, it was fucking horrible. It rained for 6 weeks and didn't stop. So everyone was cooped in all summer. So we thought, we'll buy a Wii. I worked at Blockbusters, got it dead cheap. Didn't come with Wii Sports, did it? It was literally just the console. And this to make you laugh, right? I found a copy of Wii Sports on eBay. Paid, I think it was like 20 odd quid for it or something like that, plus £3.50 shipping. And that was in the morning, right? By about 3:30 in the afternoon, I get a knock at the door. And I was like, oh, hello, just some random guy. Gave me the game and the £3.50 back. The postage. And I was like, oh, thank you. And just,
What?
yeah. Because he obviously lived close by who the seller was. And instead of posting it, he just obviously drove up to my address and gave it to me and gave me the postage back. And I'm like, oh, thanks, mate. And then we had a cracking, because it wasn't just me and my missus living in this house. There was a group of us, and we had a blast with that Wii Sports, man.
Everyone gets involved.
Yeah.
It's the only console where literally like you can go into a household and everyone will get involved.
The only time people have come as a group with me was with that, the Guitar Hero phase, and obviously the Kinect when it came out. That's the only time I've had a massive group of people over for video games.
Trust me, if
that.
If you have a house party right now, you take a Nintendo Wii, everyone will having fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Nintendo,
amazing.
it's always Nintendo, yeah.
And there's no like skill level for it. And
There
that's
was
the
more sports though, wasn't there? I swear.
Yeah.
They
There
had
was
other versions.
Nintendo Wii Resorts. And I think
Yeah,
they
there
did
was like a darts game
there
and
was
whatnot,
loads.
wasn't
there?
there?
Was loads.
You had the Olympic games on that one as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Mario,
yeah.
Sonic.
It came in later on.
Yeah, it's just like, from market point of view, it's amazing because, like I said, like it's not just catered for like gamers, like with skills. It's everyone. People who like parents who are not even in, they can get involved. It's amazing.
Brings everyone together.
Yeah, good choice there. Good shout out. My number 4 was done, so we'll go straight to Kurge.
Oh, wow.
Kurge, what's your number 4, sir?
That was quick.
To me, I was like, oh shit.
I think Gowdy might have this on his list. But my number 4 is Xbox 360.
Ooh, close.
Ooh.
That's not my number 3. Yeah.
Is it number 3?
Yeah, so jump in, guys.
I think we spoke about this on our previous episode.
Yeah, I can go on about this.
One of the
But
reasons.
why is it on the list?
Okay,
Come on.
I'll tell you why. So, do you want to go first?
You go. I think you're more passionate.
So-
you sound more passionate.
It happened. I think my cousins came to visit. Yeah, and we just got the Xbox, and I managed to connect it to the internet.
wait.
Was it 360?
Huzzah!
Okay.
Was it 360 or did you say Xbox?
It was
Xbox 360.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sorry.
I had an Xbox previously, but I never had the internet connected. I didn't know how to work it. I was young. But this time, I got this baby connected to the internet.
It's
and I
bad.
just
It was
figured out-
easier, wasn't it?
It was so much easier. I put the Ethernet cable connected. I was like, oh my god, I'm connected. And I played a lot of Halo
Connected
with
to the
you.
world.
And then you
Yeah.
had your headset and you're like, hello?
Yeah, hello, guys. Yeah, and I was
Hello,
speaking-
friend. My name's Gandhi.
My name is Nash.
Bro, you have no idea
No matter
what was
how
going
it's-
through my mind that day. Yeah, I've tested my skills against my brother. I've tested against my friend. I know I'm good. Okay, but it's not to test it out there in
world.
the public. But I never realized how fun it was because my cousins were here. They came down. I was like, damn it, why are you visiting here? Like, out of all the year, you came down when I connected it.
The time I finally connected, you're fucking here.
Yeah. So I said, "Oh, guys, just sleep. We're sorting out the bed. Everyone goes to sleep. Okay, it was like 11 o'clock. Everyone's gone to bed. Everyone's like, I'm sleeping downstairs in the
We
thing.
sleep
Yeah?
on the couch.
And I slept on the couch, and I spent the whole night playing 6 o'clock in the morning. I swear I didn't get any sleep because they had a ranking system. I played Halo. The game was Halo 3, specifically Halo 3. They had a ranking system, and I kept on growing rank up and up and up. And I was playing. There was matching with other skill levels, and I was like, "Why am I that good?" But it kept on going higher, and I got to a point. It was 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was 42. I kept
Skill
on losing.
level, yeah.
I found,
Skill level, not your age.
Yeah, sorry, 42 skill level. So they rank you, and it goes up to 55. I got to 42, and I started losing a game, and I was so pissed off. I never got so pissed off in my life. I kept on getting a rank and losing 2 down, going up. I was fuming. I was screaming. I think I nearly woke up.
This
someone
is when he
during the
had
night.
his rage.
Yeah,
Literally
I
raging.
went nuts. I swear,
And then-
I went crazy.
This sounds like a new addiction. It's
Yeah.
just kicked in, mate.
Yeah, because I was
this is
so
the start
competitive.
of his.
This is the start of his
Yeah.
competitive gaming.
Yeah, that's when I shut
Yeah.
down. I was like, damn, there's people out there better than me. I was like,
So what he did from there is the next whole day he sat down, he planned everything, he strategized.
No
He
way.
knew how
Yeah.
to do it.
yeah, it,
Please tell me he got like a whiteboard out and started penning it down or
Just see,
something.
like
No, no.
equations, like
It was the next whole day was
So if I
eating
put a plasma grenade at this exact point in time,
no, dude. I don't like to blow my horn, but yeah, I used to like do crazy shit up to level 40. Like, but those guys were doing the same shit to my ass. I was like, damn, these
Yeah.
guys are
Like
thinking
the
yeah.
matchmaking in that game
It
was,
was- yeah, that
very good. We
on
never.
the ball,
that was
yeah.
one of our first games, and it was just done perfectly. Like
Yeah.
even if you go to do a game on any online game now, it's not the same.
yeah,
You won't be
you
better.
kind of done it at the right time because that was like 2007 when
Yeah.
Halo 3's out. So that was a
Yeah.
couple of years after the
Yeah,
360 had been out.
Yeah.
So yeah, they probably learned from their mistakes and
Yeah.
done
He was
decent matchmaking
he
by
was
them.
he was very competitive. Like he actually got me because he couldn't go up or down. He got me to play one of his
Yeah,
matches.
he
That
just brought me down.
yeah, brought him down.
No, I was going nuts at him. I was like, "Don't you dare play again!" I was like, "Get out of here!"
No, that's my
Dude, I was so competitive. I will go
Yeah.
nuts. Like if someone's there speaking, I was like, "Shut up! I need to play this." I had to get a rank up a
Yeah.
rank. It was so important because I had to prove myself. I had to get to 55. I had to say you're the best. If you're 55, you are the best. Like
Yeah.
you're up there. So I was that. But I was not that. The highest I got was 45.
But
yeah, it
we
was quite high.
originally didn't get it for Halo though, didn't we? We got it for Gears.
Yeah.
So when you guys got it for my birthday on the 24th of December, but you know what these guys did? They sent me off to Germany.
No,
No, what you
I was
went?
gone. You sent me off.
Oh, did I? Okay.
You're like, oh, this is your birthday. You can go as well now.
Yeah,
no.
so
So you had to go to Germany. They played on your console.
Because our cousin came over, and then I went with him back.
Yeah, that's it.
Because obviously I was like 16 or 15 at the time. I couldn't travel by myself. Well, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
So we got him a
Going to Germany.
Yeah, I'm going to Germany apparently.
And
I was like, why?
and him,
No, Moody.
yeah,
so
smashed
yeah.
that
Yeah,
Gears.
this is
man.
another memory. Me and him sat down. He went. We just slept in the living room for like the last 4
We
days.
lived in the living
4 days. Yeah, we just lived there, and we were
Sat in the
playing
corner.
Gears of War.
Yeah, man.
And we're like, you know the part where they split up. We're like, okay, you take these guys. We're proper community. We're proper sitting down. No, do it this way. I'll kill him first. You go after, and we'll do it. And we complete the game like 4 times on the highest difficulty, and we loved it. Dude,
Mate, so you sounded like me on my Gears of War 2 addiction of Horde mode.
Yeah,
I was there for days and weeks, man, just in my room.
Dude, that's what it is. I'm surprised it's not in your list.
Yeah.
Well, we'll come to that in a sec.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it had endless fun at that point when we got it. That was the first time we got it, and then the Halo game when we got connected to online. And that was
it. I got to put that's probably like the pinnacle of Xbox's life. Like, as in, I'm not saying it's not bad now. For me, that was like a point where, like, you know what? I can actually consider it's on level. Or almost at
one of the best consoles.
Yeah, because when the first one came out, everyone was like, it's Microsoft. No, I'm not too sure about this sort of thing. But yeah, like you said, when the 360 came out, that was the peak of...
That's
that changed my life. That changed my life. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. That brought me to the online world, and I'm a gamer. That changed me to how competitive. It's probably that. It's because of that point. Playing that Halo at that precise moment, I'm like, I need to be always competitive since then. Yeah, it changed my life. I'm definitely 100% agree with that.
You should have been on the first-person shooter episode.
Yeah, he should have been.
Yeah,
he should have been.
Oh, I'd have loved that. I would have been in there.
Yeah. We can always do part 2. We can do another top 5.
Plus Gowdy.
Yeah. Part 2 plus Gowdy. Why is it yours? Why isn't your list?
I mean, this is what, again, we share the same moment anyway. That's why I really... the amount of games that came with the Gears of War... I mean, first Gears of War for us, where we started. Halo 3, I mean, I know it's not your favourite, but... It's what it is, isn't it?
Do you know what the thing is that it's one of those games where I probably hated then, still do, but if I go back now, it'll be like, it's not as bad.
It's not as bad, yeah.
The only issue for me is that when they change the button configuration, because they make RB as the reload. In Halo, it's never that. And I felt like, why was that necessary?
You know, still change.
But anyway, that's snippets. But I probably would go back and really like that game now, to be honest.
It's amazing. When we played on the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I played that game so many times. I've clocked it with you. I played it with you online. I played it with a few of my other friends. I played it with Ken. I always used to play Gears of War. I remember we clocked it like 6 times with you, and then when he came back from holiday, I played the game like 7 times with him.
Because he was like, you guys completed around.
I'd love to go through the whole set again before Infinite comes out. You know, just play it all again, just recap.
Oh God!
Just what was your favorite games on it?
Gears of War and
Gears of War.
There was a few other ones.
Oh, that's the one. All right, no, because I was trying to get. Do you remember Dead Rising?
Oh yeah.
So that's when it first came on that.
That was like one of the first. That was.
I think they had Perfect Dark Zero on that as well, wasn't it?
I wasn't.
No, I think they remade it, but it was crap or something. Yeah, the one thing I was jealous of the Xbox is because when they had the Dead Rising, oh man, I was like that. I know like Gears of War pushed us to get it, but I was always wanted to get Dead Rising because I love like zombie.
Well, we had it at that point, no?
We got the 360, and then we think we got Gears with it, and then I like secretly wanted to play Dead. Yeah, oh, so good.
As far as the console, the way it looked aesthetics wise, I think is pretty good looking console. I mean, I like the shape of it and stuff.
I can't remember how it originally looked though. Because
look it up on the phone then.
You don't remember? I remember how it looked. It's like
this was the first one where you could either have it up or down, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Everyone had it up. I had it down.
Did you ever have it up and have the disc still running, then put it down? You go, and then break your disc.
Yeah, you can't do it. Yeah,
it's nasty, mate.
That's why I keep it flat on the ground.
You felt that deep in the heart.
Did you get the yellow light of death? I cried.
The red
ring of death. Yeah.
And you actually sent that away, didn't you?
Yeah, I got it. I was pissed off. I was upset.
Was Fable on that as well?
Yes.
Yeah, that was another good game.
Yeah, Fable's. Fable's on the first one.
And Fable 2 came on this one.
Yes.
It was a good game. Fable was
some amazing games on that, man.
Blue Dragon was on it.
Oblivion. Oh, yes, Oblivion. Yeah,
Oblivion.
Oh, that was a wicked. That's like one of my RPG. We can go into that, but it's consoles, isn't it?
It's got loads, man. So many good stuff. So much good stuff.
That's when they first introduced the avatars.
That's right. For the
console, yeah. Yes. And you could remember the original Gamer Score pictures where you got the guy with the thug hat.
Yeah, and it was. I wish I never got rid of it now, but it was actually an exclusive for the 360 at the time, which was BioShock. And then, because I bought a special edition that came with a Big Daddy figure, and it actually had. So every time Xbox 360 had a console exclusive, the box would say only on 360, but it looked like a little sticker sort of thing. And that's what that box had on it. and then obviously PlayStation were like, "Oh, we want it as well. We'll give you money, whatnot." So, and apparently it's worth a lot of money just because it says on there only on 360.
So it was an exclusive.
Was exclusive for an Xbox only. A year later, it went to PS3.
So like, we want that.
Oh, we want that. It's my turn now.
I think they just forked out a lot of money for them and just be like, you know,
Oh, man, that was a game though.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, good choice, guys, man.
360, I love it. Oh, it just
Anything
speaking about
it
that,
was so close to being on mine, but
yeah, I was gonna think I'll keep it on because it changed my life, but I'm surprised it's not on. Still,
no, I mean, trust me, it did, but
That's how
we'll
deep
go
it
there.
changed his life.
I'll explain later.
yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to know.
It changed his fucking life.
because I had something / 360 and I had the choice between two and I didn't want to pick the two.
Oh, it has to be one. Yeah.
Must be Xbox.
So we're carrying anyway.
This would have been my number one because it changed my life, but I thought no, it had to be.
Well, no, I mean, I know you are very competitive, but even if you're playing for fun, you're still competitive.
Yeah.
So
It's
now
good
I know the origin story of how you became this person.
Because I didn't, if I got to 55, maybe I wouldn't be as such of a dick about being competitive because I didn't. I'm pissed off. That's why I have to destroy you guys and everything I play. What the fuck is that? It's some messed up.
I blame Halo.
No iron team, eh?
Yeah, no.
Me.
I remember that whole day so well. It was a lovely day.
I still can't believe you bought it for him and then sent him away.
I know, man. That's just so moody.
That was
So bad.
Well, back then it was like if it was someone's birthday, you forget a console. It wasn't just for him; it was for everyone. Because at the time we couldn't
reason
afford
to get it for.
Yeah. So, like, say if it's my birthday, I'll go be getting a PlayStation 2. It doesn't mean it's mine. It's because we don't at the time we weren't like well off enough to get a console each.
Share
we'll
it out.
Yeah,
It's like how
What's mine is yours.
It's like how we got Burnout the Dominator for Pops. And we got it for his birthday. Well, he's not going to play it.
Yeah. He knew that. But what was the dumbest thing I remember? I just quick vague memory. Do you remember when we got that plasma screen TV?
Oh yeah.
And then my cousin was like, "Oh no, you can't play games on it because it will damage it." I was like, "Get the hell out!"
Yeah, bullshit.
I got that TV to play my game.
That sounds like something Nash would say.
Oh my god!
Why?
That was annoying, man.
I mean, if he did leave it on, it did leave.
it was bad
Who
marks.
cares, man?
Yeah,
You
but-
get fun about it.
We used that TV to the max.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
To the extreme.
EA.
It's in the game.
So that was your 4?
That was my number 4.
And my
That was your
number
3. So what's your 4, sir?
Okay, this is probably in some. I know it's in your 2s. It must be number 1. I know. I don't know about you. Come on, it's PlayStation number 1.
Oh, you
PlayStation
1.
Yeah, my number 1.
My number one.
I'll, yeah, I think you guys.
Yours as well.
I'll let you
My
guys.
number 1, yeah.
It's your number 1 as well.
That's what I
Oh
started
wow!
with,
Oh wow, all three. I'll let you guys go first because it's my.
Well, no,
number
because you're
4.
taking it now, aren't you? So
God.
It's my number 4, so you guys are probably more passionate about the PS1, so I'll let you guys go. Go on, then. I think you got some good story on this.
well, no, you go first because
Oh, you're
it's your 3. Then we go into
So PlayStation 1 is basically why it's in my number 4 because I think it basically kicked off my gaming. I think I didn't play it a lot as much as I should. I was only
You just
7.
sit down watch me.
I used to sit down and watch my brother play because I was scared of some of the games. I literally was like Metal Gear used to play. I used to get scared about that sound a lot going out. I don't know. Was I scared? I just remember.
You're scared of Psycho Hunters.
But I used to sit down and just watch him play because it was like a movie for me. So I used to like.
I remember you shot yourself for playing Silent Evil.
Yeah,
Oh, was
yeah.
it Resident Evil?
No, what was it? Silent Hill. Remember?
Yeah,
I think you were scared to play
I
as
was
well,
scared,
and then
yeah.
our cousin was playing it
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah. But there was games on it I used to love, like Crime Killer. There was games I could play.
Crash Bandicoot.
And then Crash Bandicoot. So I played so many games, and that PlayStation 1 is number 4 because I literally it basically it's because of that I'm playing
Crash
all the games
Bandicoot.
I am now. I
Just
got
like how Sega
Nintendo.
was for
If
me.
it weren't for PlayStation, I would have not found out about all these other stuff. So purely because of that reason. But yeah, it had amazing games as well. Metal Gear, Crash Bandicoot. The list goes on. So Spyro. Yeah. Oh yeah, Spyro. Yeah.
Tomb Raider.
Those times we had to
There's
put the
loads,
disc
man.
in, and we had to keep
Final
bloody
Fantasies.
like fixing the get to clean the disc. Remember getting the
Oh my
wires?
god, yeah. I think you had to not blow. You had to do something with the laser thing
Yeah.
as well. I can't remember if it.
lens cleaner.
Yeah.
So we told you to buy one. But how much was it? I don't know.
But you took it to, I think, New Age, didn't you? And they did it for you.
Yeah, something. Yeah, we were
Some of
crying.
the discs that we got was so far. They were so like damaged.
isn't
so,
it?
It still worked though.
Yeah.
So many scratches on that Crash Bandicoot game, and it still worked. I remember.
There was a bit in Spyro we used to play on it, and you got to a certain bit, and
It was stopped there.
same bit, and it would just be floating in the air, and you're like, "Oh man,
Come
I
on,
can't
come on,
complete
just-
the game," and I never could.
Just get
I know
past
could.
it.
Because we couldn't afford to get the game. It was just it cost a lot, so I was just like, oh. I think it was in from Blockbuster as well.
Yeah.
They
Fucking
yeah.
blockbusters. No, didn't we?
Bastards.
Yeah, because you should have sorted it out. Yeah,
Your people.
My people.
Yeah, but yeah, that's why it's my number. God.
Yeah.
I'll go next. For me, like, it's after Sega, it was the next console. It was straight onto that, and it wasn't. I think it was still in the like couple of years. I think I still got it later. I can't remember, but I think and the first game we got with it was Crime Killers. Do you remember that? It's the cop game where you the car, the motorbike. And
the helicopter as well.
Yeah, it was alright of a game, but we were just blown away. Like we were like, oh my god, this is amazing graphics. Like it was mental. Like we played. That's the only game we had probably for months and months.
We still played it.
And we played the shit out of it. I don't know if we were completing it or doing it right, but it was. We had such a good time. And then obviously we got a bit we were a bit older that time, and we were able to like move on. And then I think I think it was Crash Bandicoots, the games. And Spyros. I think we were like living off that for a bit, and then I moved into my,
Metal Gear.
The main game of my life, which is Metal Gear, and that I think that is amazing. That is the game that defines that console. If that console wasn't there, I don't think that game is there. Or if that game is not there, that console is not there. It's one of those things, and it was just I ended up buying the original game after. Well, I think obviously I said in a previous episode I was playing it through by renting the game Blockbusters, and it was not even that. I think even like the love for RPG started on that as well. Final Fantasy
7,
Seven.
8.
7 I remember playing. I didn't quite understand it as much. Like I got it, but I remember I was stuck on like the first boss, and I was like, I didn't get the whole RPG element. But then obviously as time gone on, we got the Game Boy and all that, and then I went back to Final Fantasy 8, and that game blew my balls.
Do you remember number 8? I think one of the discs was missing, wasn't it, on our one?
Was it?
Yeah, or one of the discs wasn't working, and we couldn't carry on. I think it was disc 3.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I think it was a disc 3 we're missing.
And you couldn't go fast.
Yeah, because it was, and I think we came back a long while after. How long were we playing the PlayStation? I don't even know. I can't even. Could you remember? I can't remember that.
There's so many games on it though. That's why, isn't it?
Yeah, but Final Fantasy, and then it went to Final Fantasy 9.
9 went on there as well.
9, yeah. There was like good, solid games in there, man. Like even I'm missing out loads of other games, but in between. But there were some cracking games, and I think if there's a console that, if you ask me what defies you as a gamer, I think it'd be PlayStation 1, and it's the love for gaming. I know it started from Mega Drive, but that was in an age where I wasn't still quite understanding. But this is the one where like, okay, like I get it. This is gaming. Like this is where I understand everything. And it was just like some of the games, just like even Final Fantasy, some of the CGI in that. You were just like, oh my god, look at the CGI.
Mind blown.
Yeah, and then you like you fantasize about like what is the next console going to be? What? And then you're like, oh my god, maybe the next one, the CGI is going to be like how the game, like the cinematic CGI is going to be the gameplay, like that was. And every time PlayStation 2 came out and then 3 came out, you're always like, oh my god, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, and it's like, oh man, it just
got better. But you remember that's one racing game that we used to play.
Ridge Racer.
Ridge Racer.
Oh, Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo. Oh, how can I forget? When did you started later?
It was on the PlayStation 2. The Gran Turismo 4, was it?
Yeah.
PS3 or PS? I think it was PS2 or PS3.
So I started with Gran Turismo 1, and I remember getting it, but again, it was a bit more like technical. I didn't get it, but the Gran Turismo 2, I remember like when we went New Age, the demo will be rolling. I'm like, oh my god, that graphic looks amazing. I would just stare at it, and I was just like, oh my god, I get it, and I got it, and I got proper into that. I didn't own Ridge Racer straight away. I think I used to play it on the demo first, and then we got owned it. What other games? There were some other cracking games, man. It was the
had Tenchu.
Oh yeah, Tenchu.
Yeah. That was amazing,
sick.
Man. We were talking about it before, but yeah, that was sick.
So there are some amazing games, man. Like I feel like a granddad saying that, but they don't make the games how they used to, there's still good games now, but those games were like.
It's like Crash Bandicoot and that they've remastered them. That I know is amazing the way they've done it and stuff, but like you won't be able to get the same
feeling
that you get when you played it then, or like the graphics
even
then.
like we had what that memory card, that dodgy memory card.
It didn't even save. We just played until we tried to complete the game and then complete it.
So do you remember the first one where you have to get the password and for the level. So if you want to continue, you put. I must be.
What game was that?
Crash Bandicoot 1. I think you get these passwords for each level. Because I don't think memory card was not involved in that. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking another game. Maybe it might be Rayman.
Game. Oh, maybe Rayman. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when you complete level, you get a password, and then you put the password in to start from that level or something. I can't remember.
No. Okay, it might be in Rayman because I'm not sure Crash Bandicoot wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, and obviously it had one of the best controllers of all time, DualShock 2, amazing.
DualShock 1.
Oh, sorry. No.
Yes.
What's 2 then? Is that on the PlayStation?
PlayStation 2.
So...
Hence the DualShock 3 was PlayStation 3.
No. So you had the crappy small one.
So the original console controller had no sticks in the middle.
Yeah.
So the DualShock, which is the DualShock 1 that came out.
Okay, yeah. So DualShock. I meant DualShock.
Because obviously the N64 had come out with their stick, didn't they? And then the PlayStation was like, right, we're going to get on top of that. We're not just going to give them one stick, we're going to give them two. even though at the time they didn't have the capacity to use both at the time, because there wasn't like a first-person shooter or anything that, utilised that at all. So, yeah.
Yeah,
the controller was good.
But yes, the controller was good. The controller was revolutionary at the time.
And it was like the iconic sort of controller for the next 2-3 consoles. They didn't even have to change it. That's how good it was. The next 3 generations, even 4 generations.
Four?
Yeah, 4 generations. That's a badass controller. Right. So
they did well for that, didn't it?
Yeah. So that's my. It's like I said. I'll just like to have a wrap up. It's the best. Like for me, it's arguably one of the best consoles, like of all time. Like period. Yep. Like for some people, it'll be NES because they might be a bit older, but for me, that was. I know I said Sega Mega Drive, but this is the pinnacle of my start of my gaming love for gaming.
I think that was. I mean,
for Coach, why is it your number one?
I mean, again, we've all grown up together. We're always pretty much same. Like my main one would be Metal Gear Solid. Obviously, I didn't play it personally at that time. I would be watching you.
Do you remember where our mums used to look after little ones, and they want to play as well, wouldn't it? Yeah. And I used to pretend, oh yeah, you hold this one, and you're
not the controller.
Yeah. Was it Sammy? Sammy?
Yeah. And it wouldn't be connected to the PlayStation.
He'd just be holding it, thinking he's playing. What a loser! I think I did that with you as well, but I think you clocked.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go to hell for that. Crash Bandicoot for me. I mean, that's what made me. I used to love that game.
You guys were good at that.
Obviously, by the age, I was younger than you guys, and that's more simpler than Metal Gear Solid.
Do you remember when you guys smacked it on the kart race, Crash Bandicoot kart racing?
Mario Kart.
Mario
we
Kart.
spent. Crash Team Racing.
Crash Team Racing.
Yes,
that was
hard. Remember we used to get the magazines. You used to get the demos.
Yeah, we used to play this.
For some reason, I used to remember this Disney game, Looney Tune game, where it's like racing in the shopping mall. You remember that game?
Yeah.
You're pushing trolleys or something like that.
Yeah.
And, you have to race.
That was a good game though.
Yeah, we played that. We kept playing that.
We played a lot of demos on that.
Yeah. That was
it's kind of weird because at the time where we couldn't afford stuff in it, and we were just but I don't know. Time went on, we managed to get a few loads of games. I don't know how. Yeah,
I know I didn't pay for it.
Must have been me.
You bought the magazines for £2.
No, but we had quite a lot of games near the end of the circle. I still can't remember how I managed to get all those games.
Your mom to buy it.
She probably paid for all of it, but I don't know how.
Like Final Fantasy 8. But again, that's one of the ones.
My favorite one as well.
Yeah. I mean, PlayStation is on top of my list, but most of the games I didn't get to play until I went back to them after.
So for you, it must have been how Mega Drive was for me.
Yeah.
In a sense.
So technically, the console I mainly played was probably PlayStation 2. But again,
so the game we should be playing at that time, because that's the same how PlayStation was for me. It was like the Nintendo games, because we played Crash. We were all into the little kids. That's why I didn't rate PlayStation. Started it, but it wasn't my.
I was
limited to what I could play. Yeah.
So it was like I was playing games on Mega Drive, which I didn't quite understand. So he was playing PlayStation games.
He didn't understand.
He didn't quite understand, but it still started his love.
Yeah, because we used to watch you play, and then we kind of got it after a while. Yeah,
it's a weird time, but amazing time.
What do you think of the design of the console?
Simple and easy.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Simple,
it's a power button and an open button.
It's a round circle, isn't it? That's it.
Lovely.
Yeah, there was 3 buttons: power, eject, and the tiny reset button wasn't there.
Did you have the multi-tap for it? Do you remember the multi-tap?
Did they have a multi-tap?
Yes. I had a multi-tap specifically for wrestling games.
Yes, that's another daft chunk of the life.
WWE.
The red, what's it? Did it go to SmackDown on that?
Yeah, SmackDown. Yeah.
So and the multi-tap was like a boomerang. Like 2 on the side. Yeah. That was
totally.
classic.
I do remember the PlayStation 2 one that they had after.
That was like a block.
A block one.
You would have thought after that they would have made the PS2 with 4 on there.
Yeah.
Considering, don't forget, you had the N64 out at the same time as well. So you would have thought they would have learned their lesson and we'll put 4 controller, drop it back.
More money, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, it's business at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, PlayStation 1. I mean, it's on your one as well, isn't it?
Yeah, are you ready for this? Because we're going to go for a long ride here.
This is number 1 for you, yeah?
This is my number 1. So, the console that defined a generation. Let's think about it, all right? Okay, this was the console. Go back to the thing where it was like, the question where it was like, did you think you was going to grow up and, be out of games and whatnot? So, I think I was like 12 or 13 when this console came out. This is the console where I sat there and go, this is my future. I'm going to be playing games till I'm an old man. And do you remember the original concept for the PlayStation? This was what Nintendo and Sony were going to do to team up with one another and build this console. Do you ever hear that story?
Is that actually true?
That's legit. Look it up anywhere, YouTube, whatever. The Sony PlayStation was going to be a combined. So Sony approached Nintendo. I think they approached another company called Philips, and they were going to do it with them, and they backed out because they weren't sure about the whole CD thing. Because everything was cartridges back then. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was the first. Yeah.
And everyone got fucking scared about it. So Philips said no, and then they made the CDI. Philips CDI, do you remember that at all? Look it up. You'll probably recognise it if you see it. And then they approached Nintendo. And Nintendo were like, well, we don't know because we're not too sure about the future of CDs. Yeah. We're not too sure if we can put games on there. Hence why the N64 is cartridge-based. So Sony just went, you know what, fuck you, we'll make this ourselves. And then the rest is history at the end of the day. I mean, good God, you've mentioned some games. Let me just throw in some here, like your Tekkens, for example.
Oh my God.
God's sake.
Shit. This is what I'm saying. There's shit
so
loads of
many,
games.
yeah.
I don't
There's
know
a
how.
Ridge Racers, Rage Racers, Destruction Derby, Loaded, Alien Trilogy, Die Hard Trilogy, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, Total NBA 96, Time Crisis. The list is endless.
Jesus Christ.
Ballerina to Shinden. That was an amazing game.
Well, what we were doing was trying to set it up for you. So
it was,
see what we did there?
But then you've taken off the list like Parappa the Rapper, Resident Evil. Yeah. They're all there.
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis.
Where is that fucking remix? I want it right now.
That remake, yeah. But Sony was just pushing everything out. It's like, when we were playing it to like a friend's house every weekend because he had it. I was that kid who was like pretending to have one like Nash sort of thing until I could finally afford one for myself and do it. But like I said, we were going to Blockbuster every weekend. There was just a new game. Sony were just smashing it with games. New Crash Bandicoots and whatnot were just coming out every week, and not one of them was crap.
The list of games that come out is amazing. It's like each of them were just like on another level. Like they were like it's considered a cult classic. Most of the ones you mentioned now, and it's ridiculous. It came out on that little console.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
The power of it was unreal. It's like when I played Metal Gear for the first time, I never knew anything about it because it was out on the old Nintendos beforehand. And I remember, I wish I never sold it to this day, but I had bought like the it was like a collector's edition. It came with a poster, soundtrack, T-shirt, all that, dog tags, whatnot. Wow. And that game alone just blew my mind. I just thought, how can this tiny little box bring so much to the game, and just, produce this amazing game? Like this movie experience of a game was just phenomenal.
It's like something that what Nintendo lacked So bad. Like how so badly that Nintendo's been dominating. And when this thing came out, it just kind of pushed them aside a little bit.
I mean, I remember one time we rented out just a Formula One game just to see what the graphics would do, and again, you were just like they would push the limits near the time to what was nearly looking realistic, and then you had other silly little games like I missed one out, the WrestleMania arcade game. Did you ever play that?
No.
It's Mortal Kombat with wrestling, basically.
Oh, really?
It's so good. Yeah, I don't know what else to go. So, So, do you remember gaming magazines?
Yes.
Yeah, this was the console that made me buy gaming magazines to
demos.
Get the demos.
We were just talking about
either the demos, find out what was coming out, because again, we had no internet at the time, whatnot.
And sometimes you get cheat codes.
Cheat codes as well. Do you remember the Lara Croft thing? That was like a big thing. All the gaming magazines saying like, oh, if you do this certain move on thingy, she'll come up naked on the game. And it was an urban legend. It was never really true, sort of thing.
But
But I bet you every fucking gamer tried it, man.
There was a rumor that you can get off topic. You know, the Metal Gear. You can get Raven's machine gun. Do you remember Raven's machine gun?
Yeah, the big fucking thing. Yeah,
apparently there was a cheat. I was like adamant that I could find this cheat code because it was never real. Like, it didn't work, and I was like filled up on it. Like, I want to get that weapon.
Yeah,
it's so badass, but it was never real.
Yeah, exactly. And then I like the multiplayer aspect. I know you could do it like on older consoles, but I never had so much fun playing the sports. I wasn't a fan of sports games, but playing something like NBA Jam Total 96 is one of my favorite sports games ever because it was the one that like got me into Boom Shakalaka and from way downtown and the simplicity of this button is pass, that button is shoot. You know, it's so much fun. I mean, if you look at the graphics now, they are horrible. Yeah. But that game is so playable to me, and I can't get enough of it.
It's like what you said. The graphic was so bad, but at the time, it was
revolutionary, man. Like, absolutely.
We're living in the future. This is amazing. Yeah.
Like, going back to what you were saying about the demo discs earlier, do you remember there used to be one that came with the console, and it would show you like a dinosaur, and it would just walk, but you can move the camera, you can open its mouth and stuff, and you can basically just muck around with the technology of the PlayStation 1. Did you ever know that?
No, I don't know.
There was also another thing on there. So on that demo disc, it was like, so say like you play music in your house, whatever. You load the demo on and you say, you click on the music bit, and it will just take 10 seconds to load up this little thing. Then it'll say insert a music disc. So you put the music disc in, or take the demo out, put the music disc in. And then all your screen would have all these pretty patterns and whatnot all come up and go with the beats of the music or the sound that was on there. And it would look like a little screensaver sort of thing, but go with the music. It was so cool how they did that as well. Just simple little things, yeah. But yeah, I remember, I'll tell you a quick story. So I saved up enough money, right? My parents knew I wanted this so badly. I was so desperate for it. So I got them to agree if I saved up half for it, they would pay the other half towards it, okay? And I remember I thought I'll open my little piggy bank thing. And I was like, oh, shit, this is a Sunday afternoon, right? So everything closes early. And I was like, Mum, Dad, I've got enough now to buy this, okay? So I'm like, it's going to close in about half an hour. Right, quickly, come on, let's go. We'll go and get it. So Sunday night, game, it's all sealed, whatnot. So what do? Because next day's Monday, isn't it? I don't feel very well. I need to not going to school tomorrow. Which worked perfectly, of course. So that morning I opened it, right? Brand new box, right? A PlayStation. Open it up. There's no controller inside, is there? So I pulled a sickie to play this console that has no controller in it. So I had to get my dad before he left to work saying, look, this is what's happened. Show them the receipt and, take the box with you and get my controller. But get my controller, Dad. Sort of thing. He blatantly knew that I was doing it, but
that was devastating, man.
And then obviously I had to wait till he come out. Mate, because I had the console there. Like, come on, he's gonna be home in 2 minutes. Gonna be home in 1 minute. That was me all day, man. It was just, it was so fucking annoying, though.
Oh shit! I'd have
been pissed. I just cannot deny the experiences I had with this console. Yeah. I think, from the first time I played a survival horror Resident Evil, from the first time I played a brilliant 3D fighter like Tekken, Battle Arena Shinden, Tobal No. 1,
Virtua Fighter, is that? I swear Virtua Fighter was on that as well.
Virtua Fighter's on the Sega Saturn.
Oh, okay.
Not Battle Rangers, Bloody Raw, which I mentioned on the fighting episode as well. That was all on there. Just so many good games, man. But just
Cooler World.
Remember
that game?
Oh yeah, Cooler World. Yeah.
What one?
Cooler World. It's like is it
a ball puzzle game? So you're a ball and you're trying to collect
you're like a
stuff
volleyball. Yeah.
I remember that.
You've got to collect the keys.
You know it.
You know. When
I'll probably never say it.
Yeah, you definitely do.
And then obviously from simple add-ons, like you said, the 4-player one, the memory cards were a thing as well, of course. And then you had your light gun, which was oh sorry, he's just showing. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Nice little puzzle.
To Namco's Time Crisis.
Yeah.
How obviously if you've ever played Time Crisis on the arcade, you have to use a pedal, don't you?
Yeah.
So Namco come up with this brilliant idea that instead of a pedal, you can use a button on the side of the gun. Or if you plug in your controller and put it into port 2 and put it on the ground, you can use the buttons.
No way.
Step on it and use it as the pedal instead of using the button on the same time.
Wicked.
Brilliant.
That's
Simple
genius.
little hidden thing. But, it was for those arcade fans who knew that, you had to play it with the pedal.
That's wicked.
So it's pretty bad. So instead of holding the gun with two hands all the time, you can simply just stand there and go bang, 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 pedal, bang, 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 bang.
Sick.
Brilliant, man.
Amazing.
Never forget it. And it's got some of those games where they are ultimate classics where I've had to backwards compatible them on my Xbox.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Like I said, like the Castlevania one, for example, it's just...
Some of them...
It's the best Castlevania game I've ever played, regardless.
Is it the Symphony of...
Yeah, Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
And that is why it has to be number one. And everyone knows I rant and rave, I don't like PlayStation. Blah, blah, blah. I can't deny it, guys. PlayStation is what made me a lover for games. Yeah. And,
It's. I think, we are lucky to be from that generation. I think if we were a bit older...
Absolutely, I was about to say that.
And if we were a bit younger, we wouldn't have...
I am glad to this day that I lived through that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a rare. We're quite rare to be in that generation. Yeah, you're right.
Because when you you watch all these conventions like E3 and whatnot, you're looking for that thing where you used to play like there's Crash Bandicoot. There's a new Crash Bandicoot. See, if a new gamer wouldn't get that because they'd be like, well, what is it? It's just a fucking thing that collects apples and spins.
Yeah. I'll be like, how dare you, sir? Get out here.
So it's
so... Oh, man. We could just sit down and all day talk about it. But it's...
We're glad we lived through it, didn't we?
It's iconic. Yeah. We are glad to be through, live through that. It's amazing.
That was your number 4?
Yes.
But all mine are gone. I think I got one more.
I've really?
Yeah.
I've got 2 left.
I got one more.
Oh, I don't know.
I think I did.
So let's go to number 3.
Go on, gal.
Oh, yeah.
Number 3.
Oh, mine's gone as well, yeah.
Well, your number 3's gone.
No, my number. I've got number 3.
Okay.
This is your last one, number 3. Yeah.
Damn you guys. Okay, so my number 3 is it's another handheld, another Nintendo.
No.
For me, this one is quite. Out of all of them, I know, I think Switch holds up, but this was my sort of first Nintendo console, because I never owned a Nintendo NES or N64, but my first Nintendo was a Game Boy Color.
Nice.
I never owned the brick.
That's your number 3, Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I wonder what was on that console.
I remember when I first got it, and it came with I got the extra one with do you remember the camera?
Yes.
That's all I had on it, and I had a blast.
That was revolutionary for the time as well.
I had the printer, and it was just so good.
Yeah.
It was. You were taking selfies before selfie was a thing, mate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Did you have the printer?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can put little stickers on it, like what you do now on your.
I just remember you got that. You had no games. That's all you had. What are you doing?
Just had it for a camera. But wait another 10 years, you could have a phone with it.
But that console was amazing. Even now, I've still got it, and then I still look at it. And I was like, oh, man, that's so pretty. It looks so cool. Purple one. Do you remember the purple color?
Yeah.
And then the buttons and the colors. Oh, it was so good, man. And it was my first Nintendo, and it was my first ever handheld, and it was my first sort of experience of if I was sitting on the bus or somewhere, I could play a game while I was traveling as a kid, and I was just it was part of me, and obviously it's
take photos of strangers.
as time went on, like, obviously I got in like loads.
There's a girl with big titties.
But it was like, if you look at it now, it was actually horrible. Like it was like really black and white and like
it looked like a photocopy, didn't
but
it?
at the time, it was like, oh my god, this is sick. But like some of the games, I think I got Metal Gear on there. Some of the Tomb Raider games came on that. But obviously the main big boy was Pokemon.
This is the one where you can play your old Game Boy games, but they would be in colour as well. Is that right?
Yeah, no, so the Game Boy Pocket they all worked on the old ones.
So you could put the old cartridge. I think they're still the same cartridges, but I think it just
I couldn't remember because
it's only when it went to advanced that's when they had the new cartridges. That was it.
Yeah,
because I had the Super Game Boy, which you put in your SNES. When you could play, that's when you could put your Game Boy games on the Super Nintendo, and that was in colour. So I never really had the Game Boy Colour.
So the colour it was pretty good though. The display was like really nice. The colours just popped out and everything.
Nice switch to open, turn it on.
It's just like for me. I think a lot of people would have said the brick, but I always wanted the brick Game Boy.
Sure,
but like I said, this is the first one I got as a handheld, and it stuck with me. I still got it, and nice. I'll keep it nice and sweet. Yeah, everyone knows what Game Boy is.
Game Boy Color.
Surprising, isn't it? Everyone's had a big story for their ring, and you're just like, yeah, I had a camera on this one.
Was it?
It's on the list,
but it's one of those ones that, like, it's
probably the Pokemon game. I think that's what it was.
Like,
see how he's slowly avoiding that.
I had to because
I mentioned, gee, what's on that? No, say what you want.
It was a Pokemon game because we used to. I remember. I think we got another
generation
link cable.
The blues.
Was it Diamond or Sapphire?
Yeah, it went into Diamond. I think it went all the way to
Crystal. That's it.
I think, and then it stopped after the rest was on Advance.
Gold, silver version.
No. So blue, yellow,
blue, red,
silver, gold,
and crystal.
What was after that? Sapphire. That was on Advance.
That came on Advance. Everything else was Advance.
And I played the shit out of it, man.
Yeah.
It was,
he got me into thing. Why you playing hours?
I would literally go into school and put it in my pocket because you can't take anything into school at the time, innit? So like, we had a group of guys and we were like just like Pokemon battle at school with the link cable.
You remember what we did? We had because we had bunk beds, and I got the game. We used to play link cable. I was like, oh god, because we couldn't play on weekdays, isn't it? Yeah. So mom would turn the lights off and let's trade this Pokemon. Used to do the link from upstairs.
The link cable. I remember that.
Oh yeah, Gal, give me this Pokemon because we trying to get every Pokemon. So it was funny. Yeah, we did it during the night. The link cable.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So it was a kind of like a cheat for me to play on school days. Yeah, because obviously like we're restricted to play games on the weekend. So the Game Boy kind of allowed me to. Without my mum knowing, I'm studying, mum, but Game Boy under the two,
Yeah, and that comes back to later on. I got side.
So that was it. Was
I'm studying new Pokemon.
Well, when you got your PlayStation, you didn't have restrictions, didn't you? You were allowed to play during the day if you did.
No, I mean I was restricted for weekdays. I couldn't play it on weekends.
Oh, you as well. So the struggles.
Yeah. Like, I could, but I put obviously bedtime's a certain time because for us, and then homework had to come first as well.
For us, like on Fridays was like a mosque day, for like a religious day for us.
Yeah.
As soon as 3:30,
no games for a day. Fucking hell.
No, so from Monday to Friday, no games.
Right. Okay.
Friday after school, bang. So we run home. We went there.
Wow, did you really do that?
Yeah, and then from Friday to Saturday and Sunday. Sunday was the most saddest time because you had
to wait another 5 days.
Yeah, and you knew it's like around 8 o'clock, mum's gonna be like, bath and bed, and that was so cringe. And I hated that 7 o'clock time. It was just like, oh my god, it was. So Game Boy Color was kind of a way for me. Just like how I go into work now, I can with my Switch, I can still play while I'm working. That was what Game Boy Color did to me. That I can still play without my mum knowing, essentially, and still get my gaming fix in. And it's just a cracking game. Like I can't remember some of the games. Most of it was Pokemon. I'm not gonna lie, but there's some really good games. I feel bad that I missed out on, but well. That's me done. That's all my number. Yeah, that's more me done.
That's you all done now. With 2 ones taken, so you have to sit back and enjoy the rest of that.
My number 3 is done as well.
Are you all done?
I got one more.
I got 3. You got
1 and 2.
What was going to happen?
All right, so
yeah.
right, so my number 3. This was the decider between either the 360 or the original
Go on.
Xbox, and I obviously picked the original. Now, hear me out on this, okay?
Halo.
So that was a big help, but it was so. We obviously mentioned about my number 1 being PlayStation, okay? Before that, so obviously I was so hooked on PlayStation that when the second one come out, opening night, I was there. And I bought it out, whatnot. I had joined like this fan club for PlayStation. It was like you came in the box, whatnot, and you would get invites to PlayStation conferences, and it was like a big Comic-Con thing, but literally just for PlayStation. So it was like a little mini E3, if you will. And they used to do it at Earl's Court every year. And I used to get invited to those every time. And I was there playing all these new games before they come out for PS2. Like I played Metal Gear 2 a year before it even came out. Jesus. Just like the opening bit, whatnot. I was heavy, super heavy into PlayStation. And then it got to a point where it wasn't towards the end of its cycle. I think maybe halfway...
What, PlayStation 2?
Yeah, PlayStation 2. I was just getting a bit bored with it. They were releasing other things that just wasn't my taste. Don't hear me out. Sorry, don't hate me for saying this, but like Ratchet and Clank and all that sort of stuff were sort of coming in. Sly Raccoon as well and all that sort of stuff. Just wasn't for me. I wanted some heavy hitters. I was getting older. I wanted some serious stuff. But the PS2 had the original Half-Life on it. Was another reason why I held on to that console as well. I think Metal Gear 3 was probably the last game I played on there, and then I just felt like there was nothing else for me on there. So one day, I was again working at Blockbusters, and they had decided to do this trade thing now, which is a big thing now, obviously, but Blockbusters was very late to the game. And I thought, well, what if I trade in my PS2, all my games or not? I could go and try out this Xbox thing that's been out for a while.
You didn't.
I did, so I took a chance.
I don't want to hear the rest of this.
Oh my God.
Got rid of all of it and tried out the Xbox, okay, which came with Halo, a couple other games as well. I think Project Gotham, that was it. Knights of the Old Republic and something else. I think it was Jade Empire or something like that.
Jade Empire.
I can't remember. Something
That's
like
a wicked game.
Yeah. So put it in and wow.
Awesome.
Come on. When you put Halo in for the first time and you hear the
yeah, I remember that.
It was just revolutionary. I mean, also, no one else is a fan of it, but I am a big fan of the Duke controller, the original Xbox controller, which was the massive fucker.
The one with the grey and the black button.
Yeah, exactly, which still has it. Which in there. Yeah. They never brought that back after that console, did they? And then other stuff started coming out. Dead or Alive 3. Yeah. What was the other ones that come out? Grabbed by the Ghoulies and stuff like that.
This game were like games to knock out the PlayStation, and so like Dead or Alive was like Tekken.
Yeah.
Halo was like I can't remember. I think I always thought Halo was like a Metal Gear, but obviously I think about.
And then Halo 2 come out, and then towards the end. So when Halo 2 come out, that was sort of the last few months Xbox had before the 360 come in. So I literally had got into Xbox Live just before the 360 come out. So I was already part of the whole internet thing before you had got into it and whatnot. The fact that it was 4 ports as well helped out big time, especially for Dead or Alive Volleyball, for example. But also, again, for Halo, the split screen thing was fucking awesome. The fact that I could just pop this fucker out, take it to my mates, and all just have a blast of it was it was like having the Nintendo 64 all over again. The fact that it had a hard drive in it, so no memory card was needed or anything like that at all, even though you could have it and put it into your controller. But it wasn't necessary at the time unless obviously you ever filled it or not. The fact you can play your own soundtrack through video games was another revolutionary thing at the time as well.
Is that the one where you can play the music over a game as well?
Yeah.
I was
so you put the CD in to download, so say like Limp Bizkit album, for example, and you could have that whilst playing volleyball with Dead or Alive titties.
Yeah. I remember that. I was well jealous of that.
And then obviously the 360 come out. Now 360 was very, very close to being on this, but I had issues with what you were saying earlier on about the Red Rings of Death. I have gone through 4
wow.
360s Red Ring of Death.
You
And that's why I had a bad accident. Because again, sent them back like you did, bought a new one, whatnot. Now, do you remember when the 360 came out? There were 2 versions of it. I think one was called a Core, and one was called something else.
Yeah, there's 2.
So one came with basically no memory on it, and the other one came with a hard drive, didn't it? And good God, the amount of money I spent on all these new 360s, whatnot, until it eventually they picked up on the situation, fixed it, whatnot. And that's when I really got into it, because whilst I was, all my consoles were breaking, I didn't have, I had no internet, no nothing. I was simply just there waiting, and I didn't have a good experience. But until it came back, and Gears 1 came out, I noticed the game that introduced me to Gears, and that is obviously my favourite of all time, isn't it? Why it's still not in this list?
Purely because of that.
Purely for the fact that console has made me the Xbox gamer I am today.
Yeah.
And nothing against PlayStation. I've bought PlayStation 3s. I bought 4 PlayStation 4s at one point. The fact that I just think I'm more of a gamer thanks to Xbox, because I think that they have the type of games that I want at the end of the day. Again, nothing against your type of games. Your gamers, I always try something else out at the end of the day if I'm in the right frame of mind. But I think it was essentially the gamble of trying Xbox out. Because, I mean, I was at the verge of having PlayStation tattooed on me at the time before I bought this Xbox. I was just so heavy into it. Like, even at college, I wasn't even paying attention to my shit, because I was like, I want to go home and finish off Metal Gear 2 or 3 or something, Yeah. And it's just weird how it just changed me as a person, as a gamer.
Wow.
And I kind of feel God knows I haven't been to a video game conference since, to be honest. But it was so cool going to those things. Like, I got to play Resident Evil Outbreak. Did you ever try that at all? On the PS2?
Was that the one that came after Veronica?
So basically, it was the first Resident Evil game that you could play online.
Oh, wow.
And you could basically hook up a modem to the back of your PS2, and it was essentially like Left 4 Dead, but with Resident Evil.
Oh, sick.
Check it up on YouTube or Google, whatever. It was super cool at the time, and it was just like...
We avoided anything online at the time.
Yeah.
We weren't ready for that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I never really played it. If I hadn't gone to those conferences, I would never have played it. I couldn't afford shit like that at the end of the day, you know?
Dial-up collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was just... Yeah, and you pay like $4.95 a minute or something. It was just ridiculous amount of money. So that's why that's my number 3. I can't really say anything more about it.
Sad story.
At least your PlayStation.
It's sad, but it was the gamble at the end of the day.
I don't know.
So your Xbox One was a PS2 killer?
It was not a killer. I wouldn't say it was a killer. I mean, I felt there wasn't reason enough. As a gamer, I just felt like I wasn't expanding more. Yeah, like, if I just had the PS2, I was restricted. I couldn't play other stuff I wanted to play more. Yeah. And at the time, I wasn't rich enough to own 2 consoles at the time. Yeah. I was just still a kid at the time.
Yeah.
So
Xbox offered that for you.
Yeah. And then obviously as I've grown up, I've had both consoles at one point. Do you remember when the PS3 came out? Good fucking God. That was a beast of a console.
I was,
and, the reason to have a Blu-ray player as well.
They smashed that with that,
Yeah. So that's my number 3. Short and sweet. You've done yours?
Yes, mine was the Switch, I believe. Already, yeah.
You've done yours?
I've done one number 3. I've got 2. No, number 1 and 2.
I got number 2.
You still got 1 and 2?
I got 1 and 2.
He's got 1 and 2. I got
So we're on to number 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Number 2.
Number 2.
So my number 2 is the last one I've got left over now. And I think Big Gal already knows what this is going to be, but it's the Sega Dreamcast.
No.
Yeah, Sega Dreamcast is, to me, a very, very underrated console. Now, I remember this. I started college, and this was the console that was coming out for September 9th, 99, so 9999. Wow. And they had test models for it in HMV, so you can play some of the games and stuff on it and whatnot, like Ready to Rumble and Sonic Adventure, all that sort of stuff. And it was just wow, like playing Sonic Adventure for the first time. Do you ever remember? Have you ever played it?
No, so I remember the magazines when they were releasing of this is the games that's coming out. And
just the first level when you're running towards the camera and you got all those killer whales breaking the bridge and whatnot.
Yeah.
It was good. God, it was like, wow, this is the future of gaming. Like Ready to Rumble was the fun boxing game, and you got the Let's Get Ready to Rumble, and like, even the referee, the graphics and that, just wow. And then of course they had a demo for House of the Dead 2, and it was just arcade perfect. Like, good God, I was like there. I was just like, I want to own this console, big time. So I asked it for Christmas that year, got it, and it came with Soul Calibur, which again was revolutionary at the time. Like, the graphics for that were just freaking awesome. But this was, don't forget, this was like, I think it's 6 months before the PS2 had come out. So Sega jumped on before, because they knew they were going to have competition with Sony at the end of the day. So they jumped on the bandwagon, and all these other new games came out, which again, let's go into, like, you know, Power Stone and Code Veronica, which was officially a Dreamcast exclusive until, again, PlayStation like, oh, we're missing out. We'll pay you. We'll put it on our console too.
That was on PlayStation 2, wasn't it?
It was. I was saying, it made its PS2 a year later. It did, yeah.
No, I got it with the. When I got my PlayStation 2, my first two games, it might be a bit later, but PlayStation.
Yeah, because then we get the Dreamcast was out before, wasn't it?
Yeah, FIFA and Code Veronica.
Yeah, Code Veronica was just, it was so, the opening I'll never forget with the helicopter was just friggin' awesome, which they actually used in the film, the movie.
The other one where she drops the gun.
She drops the gun. Yeah. It's so good, man. Such a great game. What else was there? Yeah, so I bought House of the Dead 2 with the gun. Again, was just so awesome. The memory cards were revolutionary. Do you ever remember those at all?
The Dreamcast ones, no.
So it had a little screen on it.
Tamagotchi.
So it looked like a Tamagotchi, if you will, and it would plug into your controller, and it would come up. So if you're playing Sonic, little Sonic will come up on your memory card. And you can actually download a little game on it, take it out, so you can play. It had like a little D-pad and 2 buttons as well, so you can take it into school and like play a little game on. You know, your little memory card sort of thing. It was so fucking cool. It was unreal. The controllers were awesome. The massive triggers they had and whatnot. Colourful buttons on it like Super Nintendo, whatnot.
It's one console I really want to own.
Marvel vs. Capcom, arcade perfect on that console. Just, oh my God. I can go on forever with this thing. The designs for the cases, like you said earlier. Just,
I think I mentioned
my God.
Artwork is amazing on them.
Phantasy Star Online was the first one to go online with that console, that had the mouse and the keyboard. It wasn't the first console to own a mouse. It was the SNES for Mario Paint. Do you remember that game at all?
No.
Mario Paint was pretty cool. But yeah, it's such a shame because it wasn't the best. It wasn't the most reliable. Like when I played Soul Calibur, it would spin the disc twice as fast as it normally would because the graphics was so
immense.
So you could hit every time you hear the disc go, you'd hit this sound when the disc is running, which was a bit of a nuisance. But yeah, I just think it's so underrated. There are more games, but I just can't think of it at the top of my head. 4 ports as well. Again, so if you have your mates over, whatnot. WWE Royal Rumble was really good on that as well. That was like one of the first that had shitloads of. That could take the capacity of having loads of people on one screen, whatnot. Fuck me, I can't remember now. Blue Stinger was another good one as well. Oh my God, there was loads. Power Stone 2, obviously.
Oh, I wish I played this console now.
Yeah, I'm really.
Before our time.
But the
wish I could get. I want to get.
Did you guys used to play arcade games as a kid? Did you ever go to an arcade amusement and play a few?
No, we never actually did that. I always wanted to, but we missed out on that.
If we did, it would probably be Time Crisis.
Right, so years and years ago, there used to be a gun arcade game for Jurassic Park: The Lost World. Now, do you know of it or ever played it at all? If I show you some images, you might know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But that was officially coming out for the Dreamcast, and it's like, I cannot wait because I've got a gun already for, House of the Dead 2, whatnot. And it never came out. And I was gutted. I don't know if they cancelled it or just, I don't know what happened in the end, but I was livid. It's like one of the reasons why I bought that console. And it just never came out. I was so gutted by it. But Virtual Fighter 3 was amazing for the time.
Yeah.
Like you had 1 and 2 for the Saturn, again underrated game console.
But I remember that one.
But Virtual Fighter 3 pushed the boundaries of graphics wise, like because obviously you had your Tekkens before that. It had the top Tekken 3 at the time, didn't it? Yeah. So when that came out, like it's not as good as Tekken 3, no chance, but graphically it is beautiful looking game.
Dead or Alive was Dreamcast, wasn't it? Am I wrong?
I don't remember it personally on Dreamcast.
It
could be. I honestly don't think it was because
maybe not. Yeah,
Didn't you take him on Xbox?
it might. But
it went to the original. No, Dead or Alive 3 was an Xbox exclusive, wasn't it? No reason why it's on my number 3. If I think of some other games later on, I'll bring them up. But yeah, it's. I wish you guys had given it a go because it was good.
We were still young at the time. Well, they were younger than me, and I couldn't afford it. So
yeah, but in all fairness, the PS2 was knocking out the park with games,
and they put them out of business,
and it's just what done them in the end of the day.
It's a shame, man.
Simply because Sega rushed it to beat the. But then again, do you remember why everyone had a PS2 at the time? DVD player was built inside it. Something that the Dreamcast lacked and didn't have on that either, which probably would have pushed the sales even more for it. Whatnot.
That would have.
People just probably bought it just for DVD player.
Yeah, it's a 2-in-1, isn't it?
And it was just a shame how that just didn't push and put Sega out of business, really, didn't it? And I'm just trying to look up some games here if I can find some pictures. Crazy Taxi! Yes! Crazy Taxi is another good one. Jet Set Radio.
Oh, shit.
Do you remember Jet Set Radio? You ever played Jet Set Radio? That is a damn good game. Sonic Adventure, obviously.
Shit, Crazy Taxi, man. I love that.
Street Fighter 3. Oh, yes. Nearly arcade perfect. I'm kid you not. Even though it was on the N64, was Star Wars Pod Racer.
Oh,
was so good on the Dreamcast. So fucking good. Do you guys know the comic character Spawn?
Yeah.
So they done an arcade. There was an arcade version of that game ported to the Dreamcast, and that was
like a side scroller.
Oh no! It was like kind of like that, but it was more 3D element to it.
Damn, man, I really want to get a hold of
Shenmue. Did you ever play Shenmue?
Yes,
Shenmue was that was exclusive.
That was like revolutionary. I remember that was one of the games where oh my god, that graphic looks sick. It was more like a Yakuza back in the day. If you played the Yakuza games, it's like that. Oh man, it was
Quake 3 Arena. That's what I remember having that. Yeah. At the time, before Xbox nabbed it and PS2, it was actually exclusive for Dreamcast, which was Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah. Gunbirds, which is on the Switch now.
What about that Panzer Dragoon?
That's Sega Saturn. Can't find any more.
I'm sure they had 1 or 2 shmups, like shoot 'em ups.
Yeah, I mean, I can't find any more here. But there were a couple more.
Got quite a few, isn't it? I'm actually shocked.
There's loads, man. I might invest in getting one. It might be too late.
Do you know what? I actually look back and see if I can find like a listing for them. It's just that because it's CD based and you buy it off someone like eBay, there's no guarantee they're going to fit. Yeah. You know, if you can find someone in like CX or something, because they obviously test it before they take it off, that's probably a better guarantee. But yeah,
you rarely find that in a CEX, no?
This is the issue, exactly.
See that.
Well, there's a place in Croydon, Play Nation. They got quite a few.
They have a lot of retro stuff.
Oh yeah, you can check that out. Yeah,
but again, they were
selling that for they know the value. They have a little guarantee or not.
But yeah, that's my number 2. Does anyone else have a number 2?
Yes,
right,
I do.
Courage.
Probably my same as mine.
Sorry, I was just checking the price of the Dreamcast. My number 2. It could have been number 1, to be fair, as I played this a lot more. But it was the GameCube.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that's my number 2.
Are they your number 2 as well?
That's my number 2 as well.
Have you done your number 1 yet?
No.
All right. Okay. So yeah. Right. Oh yeah, GameCube.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
mate,
we played most of our
I remember when that console came out, and then. Because it was the first CD based for Nintendo, wasn't it? And the discs were tiny. Good God, they're amazing.
I reduced chance of getting them scratched.
Yeah. I mean, so why is it number 2, sir?
One, one of the main games on it, I'm going to say, is Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
The amount of hours we've clocked on it. We've talked about our memory card issue that we had with it.
Yeah.
Got rid of that memory card. Started again on a new memory card. Overclocked it again. Did all the challenges on it. Unlocked all the characters by playing 80 hours, 800 hours.
So to unlock one of the characters in it, he was called Mewtwo. You had to play 72 hours, and then you had to fight him, and you get it. So we clocked 22 hours, beat him, got him, and the memory card had an issue.
22 hours.
72
hours.
72.
3
Wow.
days. Yeah, 3 days worth of
Technically,
playing.
it's not a lot, but yeah.
Oh, not actually do it. You have to worth 72 hours worth
of playing, and it's just
Right.
it's just a it's just a game. You just we just literally the hours we clocked up. It's not the story or campaign. We just kept on fighting each other. We had our friends come over. We were young. We had our friends come out. We used to play hours. It was summer holiday. We used to play hours and hours.
Just do 4-player. Do have some couple of is it 2 extra AI that you fight?
Yeah, and we just do these different modes. Super sudden. They had some
Super sudden.
amazing
Wow.
fight. It's one of my favorite. It probably is. If we did like a fighting game, that would be one of my favorite fighting.
Yeah, we've
games.
already done that episode. You didn't want to be on it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So well, we
I
talked
wasn't
about-
available.
But yeah, there's like a mode called Super Sudden Death, and you have you reset the life to like 99 lives.
I swear you brought this up on that episode.
Yeah, I must have.
Yeah, I swear
so
you, because I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause,
Custom.
It's my
Yeah.
fight. Yeah, it's definitely my favorite fighting game ever, and it's just spent hours and hours on it. And it's not it's because it had 4 players as well. We had other people bring their controllers. It was easy. It was I think one of our favorite ones where you just put it in and we used to play.
That
4
purple
players,
controller
yeah.
was amazing. You got the yellow, the C stick
Yeah,
on the right.
That's right.
Yeah, you have that.
control was badass.
They had the one with the turbo controller as well, wasn't
Yeah.
that as well?
Yeah, you get a turbo one
Yeah.
as well.
Because we got Metal Gear Twin Snakes on that as well.
And use the cheat.
And then towards the end, obviously, you have the torture bit.
Have you still got that game?
Nah,
Dude, that money goes for a lot now. I saw
don't.
someone trade a copy of that in CX. It's like £180 now. Just for that game.
Yeah.
But we still got a GameCube.
That's a start.
And the controller, but I don't know.
I'd like to go back and invest in one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
definitely.
Mario Kart for that was good.
do you
F-Zero was good for that as well.
Do you remember the Resident Evil on that?
Number
There
4.
was 0.
It was that was an exclusive for GameCube,
exactly.
Resi 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And then PlayStation like, we want that on our console, and then look what happened.
I remember the first time seeing the images for Resident Evil 1.
Yeah.
It was 1, wasn't it?
yeah.
No.
There's Zero.
Yes,
Zero.
the remaster, and then
Resident
Zero.
Evil came
And
out.
I
Yeah, I
was
remember
just
that.
like,
Yeah.
oh my god, this graphic's unbelievable.
Yeah,
And I think it was
that was after 4 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is gonna be nuts. This is like, I need to get this console. Like, that's one of the main reason I got like the GameCube. But then it was like the Rogue Leader.
Yeah.
That, oh my god, like it's just
That was one of the launch titles as well.
It's weird because Nintendo don't normally do these all serious games up until Switch.
yeah.
Eternal Darkness was number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they started bringing all these
Adult
Eternal
themed
Darkness.
sort of games.
Yeah.
Mario.
Manhunt wasn't on this, was it?
Did they have
Or was
Soul
on the
Calibur
Wii?
as well?
That was on the
They had Soul Calibur.
Isn't
on
it?
it.
Later on they did, yeah. I think Soul
Yeah,
Calibur
yeah,
2 or
sure.
3 came out. And you could play as Link.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And they had each console had their own version.
'Cause
Was
you
it
can
for this
actually
one?
do the
Darth Vader
killing.
and
That's what it was
Xbox
banned.
had
Yeah.
it or something.
Yes,
like
right, yeah. Yoda was Xbox and
Yeah.
Darth Vader was PS2
yes.
or PS3.
And who did Nintendo?
You're talking about, it was on the Wii, Manhunt.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
That's why it was.
you're right,
I don't think it's banned, but people.
I thought it was Manhunt 2, no?
Manhunt 2 was banned,
Oh, was it? Okay,
but it wasn't banned on the Wii.
So how does that make any sense?
Yeah, no idea.
But some phenomenal games.
Wind
Zelda,
Waker, Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker. That's, I mean,
Yeah,
I
Wind
must
Waker,
have
of
played
course.
it twice.
And you know what? That was the first Nintendo console where I played a Sonic game on it, which is Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh,
Because
yeah, that's the one
obviously-
we played as well. Was that the
Yeah.
one where you go in space?
Yep.
With Shadow and you get the... Oh,
Yep.
mate, that was amazing.
And it was so weird, you know, playing a Sonic on a Nintendo console all these years, because I lived through the Sega versus Nintendo thing, and it was just, man, it was just
I mean, we didn't know. I didn't know any different. I
so
thought it was
surreal
Nintendo.
that, oh my god, Sonic is on a Nintendo console. It's,
Oh,
Yeah,
that
man.
was an amazing game we played. Yeah, Zelda.
it's weird how Nintendo never really stuck to
CDs.
an idea, you know, like
they
the
kept
GameCube
it.
itself was good, you know, but they just
They tried.
they moved on, and now they've gone to that. I mean, you could even carry that little bastard around.
Yeah.
It had a hand on the back of it as well.
It's like it was like when you look
was
at it, you just
genius.
want it. Like it just
It
looks so
looked
cool.
fancy. I remember when it came in. It was. I remember when it came in. It had like it looked nice and like shiny.
Yeah.
It looked perfect. It looked
Just
like
perfect.
a nice
It's a
little
cube.
console. Yeah,
GameCube.
yeah. It was beautiful.
You remember the intro?
Yeah.
PS1 had the best intro.
Yeah.
Have you seen that video on TikTok when they drop the piano down off a building and it makes the sound of the intro to PS2?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Boom!
That's where they got it from.
Someone's clearly edited it in. It's brilliant. It's so funny.
Do you remember Star Fox Adventures?
Yeah,
Star Fox. Yeah, that was like
My favourite-
open world where you run.
Was that
around.
the one when he's on land?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like an
that's-
RPG.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
RPG.
really like that.
That was a
lot of
good
people
one.
don't like
It
that.
had a lot of titles. Wind Waker was my favourite title on
Remember
that game, yeah.
Mario Sunshine.
Mario Double
Mario
Dash,
Mario Sunshine.
Sunshine,
Yeah.
Mario Kart Double Dash.
Metroid
Yeah.
Prime.
Yeah.
Oh, that game was so hard, but I think we did beat it, but it took me a while to beat that game. Pokemon Coliseum as well.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion.
We just mentioned that.
Mario.
Yeah.
They had a
Probably had
wicked Sega game on it as well.
Mario-
A Sonic game on it. It was
Mario
amazing.
Party.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, the
Pokemon-
Mario Party on the GameCube was
Was
the
so
best
much
Mario
better.
Party ever. So that's why this is ranked number 2, because the multiplayer on GameCube I had the most fun on that as
Then
playing
you
with,
did-
yeah. 'cause
And
we-
the Switch, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Pikmin was on that as well.
Yeah,
Final
so
Fantasy
much,
Chronicles, remember that?
Yeah.
Multiplayer.
It had Time Splitters. No, it
No,
didn't.
Final Fantasy
Yeah,
Crystal Chronicles. You
That's
remember
the
that?
Crystal Chronicles.
So they had that. That was towards the end of it. You
Yeah.
remember? And then
Time Splitters code. I think we've got it. Time Splitters.
Time Splitters was on GameCube.
We played it on PlayStation, but it's saying it.
Really?
came out. Maybe we played it on GameCube. I remember playing that as well.
Okay, you remember that Legend of Zelda game, 4-player one,
Yeah.
4 swords or something.
Four swords,
Yeah, Time Splitters 2 was on the GameCube.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But we played a lot of that on the PlayStation too.
Yeah, Time Splitters was on the GameCube.
Oh,
Four Swords Adventure.
Super Monkey.
You remember that?
Super Monkey
Yeah.
Ball.
That's the Zelda
Super
one,
Monkey
isn't
Ball.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The 4 where you get different coloured Zelda.
Yeah, they had a lot of titles on there. There's so many titles on there. They had a 007 game as well that we played.
Agent Under Fire.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
a really good one.
Yeah. Do you remember the Donkey Kong game?
Yeah.
With the drums.
Oh, this
Sanjay,
one.
you-
Dude.
Oh, was it for the GameCube? I
Yeah.
thought that was a Switch.
That was
Switch
amazing.
Wii game.
No,
Yeah,
that
I
was
remember
the
that. The bongos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a Guitar Hero equivalent.
That's right. Yeah.
Technically, or did that come before Guitar Hero?
Before it was
Yeah,
before.
before, yeah.
Check this one out. This one was one of my favorite, like,
Which one?
Mario type of games. But you know where they do the Olympics and sports one? This one was the Mario All-Star Strikers. Do you remember that? The football one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
fucking hell,
one.
yeah.
Oh, my
That was good.
God.
And they did a basketball version
can't
as well.
remember.
Yeah, I think.
I'm not sure if that was. Do
No, they did.
you know the one I'm on about?
They did. That was in the Mario game. That was the one with is it Disney? No, Disney. The one with Mickey Mouse. They had the ball. Remember?
Basketball one. They had a football one as well.
No. So this is the Mario Strikers football game. Remember they had a basketball game
Yeah,
with Daffy
Yeah,
Duck.
yeah,
not
Mickey.
Daffy Duck with Goofy.
Yeah.
I think you
Minnie
might be
Mouse.
right,
Yeah, we
Um,
played that. I remember playing that. Yeah.
But the Mario All-Star Strikers.
Yeah, that was really
That
good. That
was-
was so.
So many
epic.
titles. That GameCube had so
They
many.
released Majora's Mask and Ocarina
Oh,
of
yeah,
Time
I
on
saw that
both
as
them.
well. I mean,
Yeah.
Nice.
And again, you had your 4 ports as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again,
it's
plenty of
multiplayer.
time for people over, and you know
that was a game where I had all
that was a good
yeah,
travel little
yeah.
console as well.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Man, I want to go back and.
Play
I
that. Yeah,
really wanna
It
get
had
a
the
lot
best
of
summer.
I swear there was a wave race on that as well, on the GameCube.
Was that
Because
the-
Wave Race is one of my favorite games on the N64, and I swear they redid it for the GameCube.
I don't remember.
Could do. I don't know.
Yeah, I swear they did. I haven't changed my mind.
I know. Yeah,
But
man.
why is it on your list, sir?
Oh,
Obviously,
it's the same reason for this guy. Everything purely because the multiplayer. I had the best summer on that GameCube because we got it in summer and
Double Dash.
yeah. We
oh,
used
is
to-
it? Yeah, there we go. Wave Race. There we go.
Blue Storm.
Blue Storm. There's it.
Yeah.
Wave Race, yeah.
I think I explained why it's my number 2, but yeah, it's
did you not play Mario Kart Double Dash ever?
Yes,
That was the
yeah.
perfect
That was
multiplayer.
good. Yeah,
That was
yeah.
2 players on one.
That's
one
right.
car.
It was the one was on the back, wasn't
yeah,
it?
one on the back. They got to bring
oh,
that
it's
back.
genius. Yeah.
I always get that confused with the Wii one, but then the Wii had the steering wheel thing,
steering
didn't it? Yeah.
That was I did not like that.
I think you just asked a question. I don't know why they didn't focus. That was the first time where like Nintendo's power came out. Like when I saw Rogue Leader, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is on par." Like N64 was good, but obviously it wasn't like graphically. Where this is the first time they went all out, and then they did the Nintendo Wii after that, and it was like, "What's going on?" You know, I think it's just I think they realized, you know what, we can do different. We're going to do our thing. PlayStation X, well, you do your thing. We're just doing.
Yeah,
our
they're like a
like,
separate-
even now, like
They do their own shit. Yeah, they did a console / like port. You could take it
Yeah.
around. Like who does that? This is why Nintendo
It's-
try new stuff.
It doesn't even. The Switch still doesn't have. I know it's about your GameCube. It still doesn't have 4K. Like
Yeah.
there's far behind.
Doesn't
the
need
current.
to.
They don't need it. They're just in their own sort of own world. They don't need to compete. It's amazing.
You played it for the games,
Yeah.
and for the social garage you can have with your mates and whatnot.
That's it.
Yeah.
And Nintendo offer all of that. So.
Exactly.
They have a lot of games. Surprised they brought Tony Hawk's to it as well.
Yeah. They remade a lot on it. Trust me. GameCube.
There was a lot of games they had that were on the other consoles as well. Like I remember they had one that Courage liked a while ago with 13.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember how both other consoles had a massive disc for it, and in the GameCube put it all down into this tiny little thing here, and it's like that was pretty ballsy for them. But again, they weren't pushing for the best of
graphics.
Not that necessarily, but the quality of the like Gal said, better picture frame or whatever sort of thing.
They didn't need to.
Exactly, didn't need to.
It wasn't their target
Did not
audience.
need to.
But there's one. The GameCube is the one. It's like what you just said. It's the first one where they were like, "Yeah, we want some of that. We want some of that. Like we'll take, whatever."
All of it. They have it.
But then when they went to Nintendo Wii, it was like all that's gone. It's just like, we're just doing our own. Like we don't need BioShock, or we don't need. It wasn't. They don't have that hunger, and then it's like we're gonna do our own thing. Screw you guys. So it's weird. It's weird because GameCube.
Put it away.
GameCube was wicked.
Oh, that's Turok as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one of my favorite Nintendo consoles. That one.
It was a good one, yeah. I mean, it's
Underrated.
it was
Definitely underrated.
number 2, number 1, same thing.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
So
Got it.
have we only got number one left now? Is it yours?
I mean, I think you've covered it. But it's just
and
another
then one
version
sec.
of
So
it.
it's your number one, yeah?
Yeah.
We're going to do number one.
It's number one.
It's very anticlimactic. I mean, I think we already covered it.
Only one left now.
You're the only one left, yeah.
Well, good. I'm the last one standing. So my you've already said it. Something close. It's like an upgrade of it. It's a portable device. But I was in secondary school, and I think it got me through a certain year because it was just long. It was in year 9, and I got this console. It was it's a portable game. It's called Game Boy Advance SP. But this was my first one. I was an upgrade from Game Boy Pocket. I used to share your color, but I loved this so much because the feature, you could just fold it up. You could play it late at night. They had the lights on.
Yeah, the
This is the
magnifying.
first one.
Oh, this was one I mentioned earlier, the flip one.
The flip
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
And that's my favorite one, of all time, because I could, it got me through a lot of time. I used to take it everywhere with me. I used to have this little fancy case, and I just loved all the little.
It felt like part of you.
Yeah,
That's
and
what the Game Boy
I
Color
loved
was
it.
to
I
me.
literally went to sleep with it every night. I probably messed up my eye with that, but yeah,
Stroking it while you go to sleep.
No, I was in love with it. I took it
Good night,
around.
you.
I took it
My
around.
precious.
Yeah.
No. Do you remember it had the light with the magnifying?
Yeah,
glass?
it had the magnifying glass to see it even better, but it was amazing. The battery life was really good on it as well. They had a few other features, but yeah, I used to take it around to school. I was so pissed. I'm very when I was a kid, I was quite nervous around teachers and stuff. But my SP got confiscated. I was pissed off. I went after school. I was like, "Where's my SP?" I've never do that. I was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? Calm yourself down." I'm like a little kid.
Calm
Yeah, but I got so ballsy. I was like, "I want my Game Boy, bro. Give me my Game Boy. It's end of school now." But he stole it off. Yeah. So I had so much fun with it. I took it around and we used to play on. That was also we took the link cable. They used it back then. I used to play with my friends. We used to play after school, play a lot of Pokemon battles and all that stuff. There's a lot of Pokemon games on that. So
It's just like how the color was me. I think I got the color. Like I said.
Yeah.
It's
And
quite
mine-
funny. Yours is
SP
SP, and then
connected
his was
was
like the
advanced.
advanced. It's like, and then we were like, "Oh yeah, we could trade all
Yeah.
three of us."
but yeah. Also, because I can get away with
It's good that Nintendo did that, though.
Yeah, it was and it wasn't even that price wise. It
was
was
inexpensive,
affordable for us three at the time to have all three, and my mum could afford it. It wasn't like break the bank. I mean, not break the bank.
And it was good that you had a game that you could all connect with one another as well, sort of thing as well.
That's why it's so close to our hearts.
Yeah, and that's why we still love the Switch because it's that
It's a port. Yeah.
Same thing.
portability.
Yeah, it's weird. I actually had a version of your console, and they done a design with it to look like the original Nintendo.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like his Joy-Cons. Yeah,
You had a
If look
version of it.
Yeah, so basically, when Blockbusters they done a rebrand and they redesigned the store, and they came up with this thing, the game version of it. It's called Game Station. I don't know if you remember that at all. It used to be a company called Game Station, which was Blockbuster's version of a game store, basically.
yeah.
And they used to have a trade setting. Someone traded in the console you're talking about, and it was designed like a...
No way, that must be rare.
Yeah, look it up on Google, whatnot. You'll see it. And it came with the original Mario. You can clip into it as well, whatnot. Yeah, it was well cool.
Because they had you had the purple, the blue.
I had a blue
There was
one,
so
I
many
remember.
different colour ones,
They had the
wasn't there?
silver
Yeah.
one, and they had the silver one with the tribal design on it as
That's
well.
it.
Oh,
That's right.
Well,
And
not
again,
tribal,
they
but
had
So
limited
you had a
edition.
yellow one. Someone had a yellow one.
They had so many limited edition ones as well. They had the Pokemon one. They had the Zelda one, which is going for £400-500. I was checking it earlier.
Wow.
Yeah, the SP is like it's the one. I think I might end up buying one. I might
the Zelda one, the gold, like a golden color one.
That's the one. Yeah, the Zelda one. It's £500, right?
I just love the.
Yeah,
it's like a phone almost.
Yeah,
you just flick it. And it's
Well, have you seen the new Galaxy Flip?
Yeah.
It looks just like that, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm upgrading.
Is that
to
why you want to get?
That's what I'm upgrading to it. I literally, I've got an upgrade. I'm getting that phone tomorrow.
What,
in a couple of days.
doesn't it flip sideways?
No, that's the fold.
Yeah, that's
the
the
fold.
fold.
The flip flips like an actual.
It's like this.
Remember the old phones used to like, flip up like that?
It literally goes like this. This folds into a thing, and it's just like the SP.
And it looks like it. Yeah, it absolutely looks just like it. Because I was going to get that, but it doesn't support micro SD cards. So I was like, I was like, bollocks that.
Yeah, no, I'm getting a 256 gigabyte one.
Nice, mate.
But yeah, I love it. It had all the Pokemon games. I had End of Fun. I played late night. Put the light on because our mum's agreed because the light's on. You can't play your Game Boy. You fuck it. Yeah, so I put the light on. Yeah, sit down, play for 24 hours.
Nice.
Oh, shit! Turn the light off. Close it. Because you just close it like that, and
and it pauses the game as well.
The amount of times I did that late night, like before school, or something. Mum didn't have a clue.
I loved carrying.
Let's just hope she's not listening to this episode.
Yeah, it was amazing. You can carry it around. It's very small. Took it around. It was going everywhere I went, to shops or anywhere I was. It was with me, like 24/7. Like I loved it. I was like a little kid, just in love with the console. Yeah,
it was like it's part of you.
It was literally, no. And I like Nintendo because I always get those little gimmicky stuff where you carry it around, your little carry case, like Switch Nintendo.
Yeah, totally.
Like little carry case when I go on holiday. I was like, if I go on the train. So I love stuff like that.
All smug.
It's my Switch.
And it's like, this is my Nintendo case.
And until someone robbed him.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But yeah, I love all that. That's what I've always loved. There's little gimmicky stuff like that.
That's like a sentimental console for you.
I love it. Yeah, and I just like looking. I'm probably going to end up buying.
I'm going to get a Dreamcast.
I'm looking at GameCube stuff.
We still got a GameCube, dude. It's upstairs.
Yeah, but games.
Do you know what though? I was going through a phase where I wanted to get one of those little. Do you know that you've got your models in the IKEA stand thing?
Yeah.
I was thinking of like getting the minis, like the Nintendo Mini, the Super Nintendo Mini, the Mega Drive Mini, and there's a PlayStation Mini. Like just have those on display or something, man. That'd be pretty cool.
Up a couple of hundred, isn't it?
No.
No,
cheap,
they're still cheap.
Oh,
Quite cheap.
They're very cheap. Yeah, they're not expensive. They're decent.
They're. I think that the PlayStation one's like 50 quid.
Oh, really?
SNES one's about same price.
And it comes with all the games.
It comes with a few games. Like most of their best games, whatnot.
Yeah, check it out.
But I'm intrigued to get the Super Nintendo one because it had a game that never got released, which was Star Fox 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you can actually play that on there now.
I'll check it out.
But like I said, it'd be a nice little cool display sort of thing. I was thinking considering it. But then I was like, looking at all these, going back and looking at the Dreamcast, the Sega Saturns, and because I still have my original Nintendo to this day, when I played as a kid. Wow. And that's the only console I have left. But
hold on to that.
But I sold all the others because I had my Mega Drive still. I had my SNES and just got rid of it. And I don't know why at the time. I'm fucking stupid. I don't know. I'm an idiot. But for some reason, I've just held on to that. And I don't know why.
With the games?
I think I have 2 games in there. I obviously had more. But then CX were taking in retro games. So I started selling a bit.
It still goes for a lot, though. We could probably get a couple of hundred.
Yeah, I don't think I could get rid of it. That was, like I said, it made me the gamer I am. I don't know if I wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Maybe a nice little antique to pass down to the kids.
Yeah.
This will get you thousands of pounds. And it won't. It'll probably be like 30 quid or something.
This is the only thing I'm giving you.
Yeah, that's the end of the rest is mine. So anything else you want to plug on that, guys? If not, we're in there.
That was it. That was my number one.
Nice.
I'm happy to share that with you guys.
I'm glad to get that episode out.
Any honourable mentions?
N64.
Yes, N64 was going to be in the list.
Another Nintendo console. Who'd have thought?
PlayStation 2? Did anyone say?
No one's picked that yet. PlayStation 2 or 3 or 4 was on that.
PlayStation 5.
Or 5, yep. Sega Saturn wasn't mentioned. Master System wasn't mentioned.
Nintendo 3DS.
3DS wasn't mentioned.
They had a lot of versions. 2DS.
No.
Let's talk about that.
PSP, I really like
PSP.
as well.
PSP
First,
Go.
not the Vita. I like the PSP.
The Vita was okay for the Uncharted game.
Yes, that was damn good for a handheld.
Do you remember the PSP Go as well? The flip that you slide it up.
Yes.
Oh, that was very nice.
I got that. That was quite nice. It's a little small. It's quite small. It's like the phone size, slightly bigger than the phone size. Yeah.
But I remember when the PSP came out, and it was like it wasn't You know, do you remember the mini discs that came on? But you could
yeah.
watch films on there as well.
Yeah,
That's like
UMD,
Yeah,
doesn't
oh,
it?
well,
UMD, that's what it was.
UMDs.
You know what? I was in the store this morning when I was after a walk, and that shop I was talking about, Play Nation, is like a ZX, and I went past, and they've got a new section for UMD, and I was like, holy shit! Yeah, those are the things that you
Yeah,
you
the
can
plastic
put into
ones,
their
the
thing.
small
Yeah.
discs.
Yeah, I remember
Forgot
when.
about them.
Yeah, because when it obviously came out again, working at Blockbusters, we were actually renting out the UMDs
No
movies. Yeah, to people with
There's a lot of
PSPs.
people actually buying those, though.
I bought a few myself because again, I was just taking them in for work, whatnot. But quite a few people renting them out. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. It's essentially the size of a GameCube disc, isn't it? But in plastic case.
Yeah, and like that's right. But they had a damn good Tekken game on that,
I think is it something?
and it introduced the Russian
Resur-
guy with the
Res-
tie back
Res-
ponytail,
Resur-
Dragov or something. His name is
Second Resurrection. Am I?
something like that. Yeah,
So when we had our PSP, we got it essentially jailbreaked. I don't know what the term is now.
That's
Like,
yeah. When you unlock it, yeah,
well, yeah, obviously you can brick it and you can never get it back or something.
that's
And
right.
we ended up getting this Bleach game, it's
Yeah.
an anime called Bleach.
That's
And
right,
we watched
yeah,
it,
yeah.
And it's a really amazing fighting
Yeah.
game.
I
And
remember
yeah, that's one of my when I think of PSP.
The thing
think
is,
of
you
that
don't know
Bleach
what game that
I don't
was
know what it
because
was.
it's in
It was in
Japanese.
Japanese. We just I remember him playing it, and I was clicking through it. I was like, just hoping I get to versus mode somehow.
Yeah,
And yeah, it's just
It's fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was a good game.
Had all the characters in there and
Yeah.
stuff. Mental.
Bleach 7, The Soul, or something like that.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah. We'll leave it
yeah.
there, guys, and say goodbyes.
Well, guys.
So
I
if you
also
enjoyed,
want to say PC as well.
fuck that. So anyway, you guys, if you enjoy what you listen to, follow us on the M.T.V.B podcast on Facebook, at M.T.V.B podcast on Instagram, at M.T.V.B podcast 197 on TikTok, or on Twitter at M.T.V.B podcast 1. For now, this is Ant-Man, Kurge, Little Gal, and Big Gal signing off.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.